Let's see, glasses on or off? I don't know. I'll try them with them up. Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. Thank you for coming out. Hopefully more of you keep filtering in. I want to get my hair cut before this, but my stylist is booked till like evening, so I'll just go Thursday instead. So sorry I don't have a product or anything in my hair, but it'll have to do. Let's see, so,
I don't know.
I'll try them with them up.
Why is this
Welcome to the live stream, ladies and gentlemen,
There it
boys
is.
and girls, children of all ages.
Why
Thank
am I
you for
hearing myself?
coming
I have
out.
everything
Hopefully
muted.
more of you keep filtering
What
in.
is this
I
nonsense?
want to get my hair cut before this, but my stylist is booked till like
like
evening, so I'll just go Thursday instead.
Guess we'll just
So,
try closing that one. Alright, so that's where the sound's coming from. I don't know why that happened. I had it muted, but anyways, gotta keep this one open so I can see the chat. And I see there's a lot of hi Jeff Hype, etc. Just so you know, if you have any questions that you want answered during this live stream, for the present, I would say either comment on yesterday's video, like ASAP, the one where I announced that this was happening, or tweet at me. My Twitter is @ThePokeCapital, and use the hashtag AskPoke. I'll be going through the comments first, and then I'll go to Twitter, and then after all that, then I will take questions via the chat at the end, if there's anything I haven't covered already. So, hope that works out. And if anything goes wrong with the stream, please spam the chat to let me know so I can hopefully get corrected. And I also want to say right away, all the music that you hear in the background is created by one of our Toys MCN partners, a cloud called Klaus. If you want to see more of his music, hear more of his music, and the rest of his content, there should be a link to his channel in the video description box below. All the music I'm using should be in his playlist that is called All Music That Can Be Used. I'll try to link that in chat right now if it lets me, just so you know where it all comes from. And comments can contain links, even though I'm the one posting it, but oh well. So I can't do that, but if you go to his channel, go to his playlist, it's All Music That Can Be Used. That's where basically all the music I'm using comes from. So it's all from him, with his permission, all that good stuff. So show his channel some love, throw him a subscription, check out his videos, at least when this stream is done, and that'd be cool. Also, I scrolled a little bit through the questions that have been posted. I don't have a list or anything to go off of. I don't have answers prepared. It'll all be done kind of on the fly. A lot of the stuff that's your favorite this, your least favorite that. I'm very bad with favorites, especially movies, and I have I have one or two favorite Pokemon, but if you say what's your favorite legendary, your favorite card, that's hard for me. So I will try to answer those questions on the fly the best I can. I might have to skip over some if I'm just I'm not coming up with anything. But just let me also say that if I ever eventually do some top 10 videos where it's the top 10 legendaries of my opinion or whatever, it's possible that the number one won't match what I say my favorite is in this video, just because I'm doing it on the fly. I'm not thinking about be oh yeah, that's a legendary that I like more, duh. So just want to throw that out there. So I'll answer the questions the best I can. If I see questions that are very similar or redundant, I won't answer the same one, 10 times, obviously. We'll do the best that we can. So, I see some people asking questions in the chat. Again, if you want to ask questions now, and you want me to see them, tweet at me, @ThePokeCapital, hashtag AskPoke, or comment on yesterday's video where I announced this live stream will be happening. There's over 200 comments on there right now, and that's where we are going to start things. I don't think I'm dropping frames. Hopefully, the visual is solid for you guys. I had to lower the quality a little bit just to make it not drop frames. I tried using a higher bitrate or whatever, and then it started dropping frames like crazy, so I switched it right back before I actually started. So I think we're good, and I think we can start with some questions here. So let's see. We're up to 28 watching, so you guys have obviously found me. I think we were 14 when I actually showed myself on the camera. So good stuff. So most of the time I won't even see the chat, just so you know, because I'll be reading off questions. I could use my cell phone, but let's see. I suppose I can make this in a different window. Let's get things all configured here the best that I can. Alright. So, I think I will have glasses on. I'm sorry for the reflection and stuff, but it's a little bit easier for me to read the screen then. So, first question. Let's see. And some things I go like, I may just have to like plead the fifth or whatever. Maybe things I'm not allowed to answer per se, or that I just don't want to or feel comfortable, etc. Whatever the case may be, but you get the idea. So, Pokemon Gry. I'm sorry if I butcher any of your username pronunciations. How do you get all the boxes, and every box, how much is it? Because I like to buy as you. Well, I get all my sealed product from distributors, as I am a retailer. The website, ThePokeCapital.com, is a Pokemon e-commerce website. That is my website. So if you buy from that website, you are buying from me. So if you go on there right now and buy a box of Roaring Skies, I would walk over there, take the box, and pack it up and ship it. You're buying from me, you're buying from our inventory, etc. Can't really say how much our costs are. Some of our partners know, because if you are a partner of ToysMCN.com, one of the benefits we offer you is that you are allowed to buy sealed product from us equal to our cost from distributors, so that you can create more and better content for your channel and help you grow in that way as well. Wonders TCG. Hey Jeff, I joined Toys MCN. If it's owned by Freedom 2, then I'm in your network, because I joined Freedom in the Toys MCN link. So yeah, I'm a partner. I'm asking, how do you get all these boxes? Just answered that part. And keep going every day. I sure will. Okay, so nothing really new there. Let's see, replies from my original, like, Google Plus post or whatever it is here. What camera and mic do you use? I don't have a microphone right now. I'm sorry if the current audio quality isn't superb. The camera I use, I got from Costco. It is a Sony HDR CX380 Handycam. So there's the camera I use. There you can see what I just read. Not that really focuses and there's glares and stuff, but like I said, HDR CX380. I think it was $300 at Costco. I got it last October. It seems to do the job, so that's that. I would like to get a microphone soon for, you know, live streaming purposes, things like this, and when I stream on Hitbox, hitbox.tv/ThePokeCapital. The camera I'm using right now is the 1080p. It's basically like the standard webcam that most people use. I think it's like $80 on Amazon, something like that. Sometimes it might be on sale, especially like around Black Friday and stuff like that, but you know. Let's see. Do you like Digimon? One of my favorite video games years ago was actually Digimon World for PlayStation. I own Digimon World 2 and 3, I believe. And I think it's in Digimon World 2. I forget the names of guys, but there's like this one red blobby dude that would poop and then eat his own poop. Kind of weird, but you know. So if I had more time, I'd probably actually play the Digimon game again, just because I remember playing that and enjoyed it growing up and stuff, and I'd like to, you know, revisit it at some point. But with all the YouTube and e-commerce stuff I got going on, I don't really have time for video games. Side note, I bought Splatoon the morning of release, as well as some amiibos that came out the same day. None of that stuff has been opened yet. I still have Splatoon and all the amiibos in the bag that I bought them, that they were put in when I bought them. I haven't even opened the box or whatever you want to say that Splatoon came in. So that's how little time I have for video games. Basically, the only video games I play are on live stream on Hitbox, which is at most like once a week for 2-3 hours, which is PTCGO or Game Dev Tycoon pretty much. So, yeah. Retail Switch boxes, distributor. You like Mario? Sure. I've played Mario games before, of course. Are you into other things besides Pokemon? Pokemon's my primary hobby, and it's, you know, become a primary part of my job as well. So that works kind of nice. I've dabbled in a lot of other trading card games. I played Card Fight Vanguard quite a bit in its first 2 years or so. Once one of our local card shops closed in around February of last year, I kind of stopped playing, and just the way it is. I know how to play Buddy Fight. I used to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Years and years ago. I want to say like Invasion of Chaos or so was about when I was out of it, like maybe a set or two after that. Haven't really played since that point, whenever that may have been. Magic the Gathering is actually like the main game that I was kind of demoed it about a year and a half-ish ago, but it's the one game I've never really gotten fully into. Force of Will is a newer game. I know how to play that. Kaijudo I knew how to play. That's a dead game already now, though. World of Warcraft I played some. Dragon Ball, not the new one. The one that Bandai, I think it is, made. Had the same mechanics as the Naruto game, so I know how to play that as well. So I've dabbled in like every TCG, pretty much. But, yeah. Do you like WWE? I used to watch it a lot, but I haven't for quite a while now. If you do, who is your favorite superstar? From all time for me watching, probably Doink the Clown. I actually got the Elite Series Doink the Clown action figure that came out not too long ago that I might unbox on the Toys channel at some point, but we'll see. What is your favorite Pokemon trading card game set? That's a hard one for me. Like I said, favorites like sets, card, EX, etc. are difficult for me. Favorite set? I'll say Fire Red Leaf Green. I feel like that's kind of like a cop-out, because I feel like that's kind of an obvious answer, just because, you know, more a nostalgic set without being super old. You know, with the Charizard EX and stuff like that, but at least it's gotta be high up there on the list. So like I said, if I end up doing, in the future, a top 10 favorite Pokemon trading card game sets by me, it's possible Fire Red Leaf Green won't be number one. Once I actually, you know, research and look at all the different sets, I'm gonna be like, oh yeah, that set, duh, I forgot about that one. So, I'm answering these the best I can, but the answers are subject to change, basically. Let's see, it'll be perfect countdown for my birthday. Cool. Are you selling a Plasma Freeze or Plasma Storm booster box? I don't have any Plasma Storm booster boxes. I have loose packs that I've been opening a lot on Pokemon Pack Daily and such that originally came in tins. Plasma Freeze, I do still have booster boxes in stock. I don't think I own the website right now just because that set is getting very hard, very fast to get. So I'd rather kind of sit on them for a while the rarity increases and the value increases. I like to invest in a lot of things, like Lego sets and Pokemon cards as well. So while I do sell stuff while it's current, I do also like to stash a lot of it away. So, yeah. And I'm not going to say everyone's username as I ask questions, that's going to take that much longer. And this could be probably like a 2-hour stream as it is, I'm just guessing, but, you know. What about Throwback Thursday? I do that as often as I can. Do you have a girlfriend? I have a wife. So many birthdays. When is your birthday? Friday. I am turning 30 years old on Friday, July 17th. I'm looking down just because I can see myself, and I'm trying to not to have to glare if I can help it. So yeah. See, I turned 30 in 3 days. Kind of freaky, because time relativity is crazy, because I've been out of college now for 7 years and 2 months. Does not feel that long. I've been done with college for about as long as high school and college combined took me. And that freaks me out. Next I know I'm going to be 50 and I'll be like, who's this crazy old geezer on YouTube? You know, if I'm still YouTubing and stuff in 20 years. I'd be fine with that, I think. But we'll see. By the way, I do have soda. Because I went to Culver's before. I fueled up, if you saw my tweet. Had a snack pack, and I had some custard. Some vanilla with the cookie dough. Yes, cookie dough. So good. Let's see, do you get the booster boxes in bulk? Yeah. Are they cheaper? Kinda, sort of, I guess. Get them from a distributor. Do you sell all of the cards you open, or do you have the largest Pokemon collection ever? Well, for the most part, most of the open should ultimately, eventually be sold or put for sale. But since our current business is basically myself plus my wife, time is kind of an issue. So while I've had her sorting a lot of cards lately, I have a bunch over there of singles. They haven't really ended up on the website yet, because I'd have to go through and set all the prices, count what she had sorted, put in the quantities. It's not that hard of a thing, but I always have so many different things I need to get done. It's hard to make it the top priority and actually make it happen. So sooner or later, we should hopefully have at least all the XY on sets stock on ThePokeCapital.com with a full selection of singles, but we'll see. I do also want to personally get back into competitive play, so that may involve me, keeping some cards for myself for, deck building purposes. But I don't officially currently collect the cards myself. I don't say like, oh, here's my binder with all my gold stars and stuff. I mean, I could, but basically I'm not the most organized person in the world. I don't know how much you can see behind me, but if you saw the floor, especially of a lot of bulk that has been received from people, that's just kind of scattered in stacks. The stacks are tipping over and stuff. So, yeah, basically we need employees, but we're working on it. You're at 14,999 subs, by the way, as of 14 hours ago. Yep, broke 15,000 last night. That's why we're doing this stream today. I created the announcement video yesterday when we were at like 14,070 or so. We've been gaining over 100 subscribers per day as of late, so I figured by this time today we'd easily be at 15,000, and we are. I think we're at about 15.1 thousand right now. So again, thank you all so much for subscribing. It's been insane. I just did my 10,000 sub video, I think June 7th. So, wow. Who is your favorite Pokemon? I don't know if I have a favorite, so I'm just going to say it's a tie between Psyduck and Jigglypuff. Those have been my two favorites for as long as I can remember, and I don't see that changing anytime soon. What's your favorite Pokemon card? That I don't even know if I'm going to try to answer, because and there's no Psyduck EX, there's no Jigglypuff EX, there's no Feebas EX, so I'm not even going to try to answer that one, because I'm going to take too long thinking. What is your top 3 favorite sets? Fire Leaf Green, Base Set, it's where it all began, and Roaring Skies, because it's the current newest. Cop-out answer, I know. What is the nicest card you ever pulled? As opposed to the meanest? What's the best card I can pull? Because it might be that, depending on what you think the best one is. I mean, even before YouTube, I've opened a lot of Pokemon cards. Because I've been selling Pokemon and playing Pokemon. Well, let's see. I think I know the questions come up later, so I was going to answer right now. Basically, how I got where I currently am. So I started college in the fall of 2004. Take these off for a minute. So fall of 2004, I started college. And while I knew it existed, I discovered eBay. At least started using it to buy things. Namely, booster boxes of Pokemon cards. Because it was much cheaper than buying them from local game shops and stuff. And being a competitive player, I needed cards to play. It's like, oh, cool, boxes are cheaper. Buy. And a month or two later, it's like, ooh, crap. I have $200 in the bank and a bunch of Pokemon cards. $200 isn't going to last very long. So, on eBay, I started selling off some of the Pokemon cards that were extra that I had that I didn't need for decks and such. Some valuable cards like, well, it's in demand, it's worth something, but I have enough copies or I don't plan on using a deck, so I might as well sell it. So, I started selling on eBay in the fall of 2004. At the time, I was in a dorm room with a roommate, so obviously not very much space. Didn't officially do it as a job yet at that point. It's just I'm just gonna sell some extra stuff to make ends meet and be able to afford to continue to buy boxes for myself, essentially. So then, I think it was that summer, so summer of 2005, I believe was my first Pokemon Nationals, might have been 2004. But in 2005 or somewhere in there, I did my first official buying for resale purposes with Neopets cards. My time might be a little off, but doing the best I can here. But I will say, if you want the full story of how we started our e-commerce journey so far as of a few years ago, 2010 I think, I do have a 7-part blog post. I think it's ThePokeCapital.blogspot.com. And it'd be the oldest 7 blog posts on there. Something like that. So if you want what I'm saying right now in a lot more detail with more accuracy, that's where you can find that. But let me just try to shorten it here. So I had $200 as Pokemon cards. I started selling Pokemon cards. At some point, I bought a lot of Neopet packs because I could buy Neopet packs of base set and Battle for Meridell, the first 2 sets they had, for like 40 to 50 cents a pack. And then I would sell code lots on eBay, 100 codes for like $90 to $100. So I was making very solid margins by just opening packs and then typing and emailing codes. I didn't have to actually ship anything. And I thus accrued a lot of Neopet cards. It's possible I currently have, including starter decks, if you count all the Neopet cards I have, it could be 1 million Neopet cards. No joke. So I'm pretty sure I've sold well over 100,000 Neopet codes back in college. And there's 10 cards per pack, so 100,000 codes times 10 cards, that'd be 1 million. So, yeah. And then, so freshman and sophomore year of college, I was in a dorm with a roommate. So all my inventory fit under my lofted bed plus closet, basically. Junior year, I got an efficiency apartment. If you go on my old channel, MeNoNo3, and search for efficiency apartment, you can see what life was like for me in 2007, 2008. In short, the efficiency apartment, the bed you couldn't see, the couch you kind of couldn't see, there wasn't really a path to the bathroom, you just had to like take big steps and trying to break your neck. I ended up with a little bit of stuff. So graduated college, May 08, moved back in with my parents for a bit. I had like an office in one half of the living room with shelves behind me with Webkins and other things that were selling well at the time. Webkins were very big late in college for me. Jeff, we need a few mods. I don't know how to do that. Just be nice in the chat, boys and girls. So I moved back with the parents for a little bit, and that was fine, except my mother had trouble understanding that I'm doing my job, and she'd keep yapping at me when I was trying to like get packages up before the post office closed. So it'd be like 4 o'clock, and the post office had pickup closest to the house at like 4:30. And she'd watch like E-News and be like, Jeff, did you hear about this celebrity that got married or divorced or broke up or blah blah blah? It's like, Mom, I need to get these packages done. Just if you wouldn't call my sisters at work right now to tell them what you're saying, I don't need to know it right now. She couldn't really grasp that concept, so I had to move out pretty quick. Well, not super quick. I got my first house October of 2009. And I started dating my wife 6 years ago, 6 days from today. So July 20th, 2009 is when I met my wife, had our first date and stuff, and obviously we're married now. So I got my first house October of 2009. In May of 2012, mainly because of the business and the inventory, we kind of outgrew that house and now live here. And then this place got kind of cluttered, so I got a warehouse space with a lot of Pokemon and Lego at it. So, yeah. Where am I going with all this? It wasn't even a question. I just started answering a question that I know is coming up. Whoa! Almost made the computer monitor fall. There's wires and cords. But, yeah, basically I started the business with $200 in the bank and a Pokemon card collection. And now I have just a few things. Just a few. So, yeah. Hopefully that covers some of the upcoming questions. Jeff isn't rude if someone comes in your stream and advertises their channel. People shouldn't be advertising their channels, no, because people should be here watching the stream and not then going to all different places from there. But, yeah. Do you have any kids? Nope, just 2 cats. But we do have a stroller for them. Can I have 1 box, please? No. Can you start a Twitch account? I have a Twitch account, but currently for live streams, I use Hitbox, hitbox.tv/ThePokeCapital. On Twitch, it's the same username. But I think once YouTube Gaming comes out, depending on how it all operates, it's a good chance I will use that instead of either of those. I've been considering going back to Twitch, but I know YouTube Gaming is coming soon, so I don't want to like switch and switch and switch and switch constantly. So probably just going to stick with Hitbox until YouTube Gaming comes out. And if I deem YouTube Gaming is not for me for whatever reason, then at that point, I might go back to Twitch. I don't know. Alright, so, just a few more questions to go here. Not many. Are you are you ever going to show the store itself to us? Well, I don't currently have a physical storefront, so if you think I do, then no, because it doesn't exist. At least not yet. But I hope one day soon we'll have a physical storefront where you can all come and shop at my store and play in my tournaments and stuff. That'd be awesome. That is one of my goals. That will hopefully happen within the next 12 months. Fingers crossed. And do you need someone to write for your website? If I have employees in place that are good with like programming stuff and can get such things set up for me, that'd be very cool for us to have like articles and stuff. It's not a thing we do right now, but if we do in the future, I'll probably announce it on the channel that we're seeking writers or something. So Max S, just pay attention to future videos. It shouldn't be super soon. It should be at least 3 to 12 months from now at minimum. But if it ever becomes a thing that we do, then we can talk about that at that point. What are some of your favorite bands? I basically just listen to current music. Locally, that's 101.1 WIXX and 95.9 Kiss FM. So basically, the current top 40 songs is what I mostly listen to. With a few songs that come on that either I've heard too much or just hate, that makes me change between one and the other. A couple of those songs would be whatever Selena Gomez's most current song is, and her previous song too, where it goes, "If you're ready, come and get it. No, 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 no." It just seems so deadpan. Like there should be emotion, but there's not emotion there. At least that's how I hear the song. No offense, Selena. And there's one that's kind of like country-esque that I forget how it goes, like something like "Don't want to change your mind" or something, and he keeps going from saying to talking to saying to talking to saying to talking. It's like, no, change the station. I don't like country, basically. Do you keep any of your cards? Yeah, because I want to have decks. What made you want to make Pokemon videos, and how big was your Pokemon collection when you first started with 0 subscribers till now? Well, I'll try to answer this to cover upcoming questions that are probably here too. Basically how YouTube started for me. So in 2009 or 2010, the only e-commerce I was doing was through eBay. And then I saw that there was like toy unboxing and stuff on YouTube. So like, oh, I can make some videos opening things that I'm selling singles of. Like at the time, Mighty Beans. I'd open a pack of Mighty Beans and then sell the single Mighty Beans. Which, well, I happen to have on the desk here a pack of Mighty Beans bods. So there's that. There's Pokemon Mighty Beans too, which actually still some sealed packs of, but that's beside the point. So I decided to start doing some YouTube as basically a free way to market. And back then, videos weren't like automatically monetized. You had to basically have a video do well, and then YouTube would be like, "Hey, your video is doing well. We would like to monetize it and share the revenue with you. Would that be of interest to you?" Yes. So basically, I started doing YouTube as a free way to market my, at the time, eBay store. And then once some videos did well and they got monetized, it's like, oh, this can be a revenue stream in itself. And then YouTube kind of became a job off and on, but e-commerce was always the priority. So especially around Christmas, YouTube would just kind of like get shoved to the side. November, December in particular, it's usually very hard for me to do videos. This year will be like the exception. Even last year on this channel, from roughly Thanksgiving until Christmas, I don't think I uploaded any videos. Maybe I uploaded a couple, but I know it was very sparse, if any. Just because for our job right now, with Amazon being the main portion of our e-commerce business, December we do about 50 to 55% of our sales for the year. Which means, as far as Amazon goes, we do as much in December as we do the other 11 months of the year combined. So, probably when December comes on this channel, I want to still have videos, but battles will be hard for me to do in particular, because I'll probably just have to like bulk record in advance and just schedule them out, so I can just let it ride while I focus on Amazon and the website and stuff like that. So, I started with, well, I think actually my first channel, I'm trying to remember the order. So I had a channel called TCG Breaker. I think it's still youtube.com/user/TCG Breaker. Those might be my oldest Pokemon videos, and most of those are like crack the code type openings where it's like, okay, I have like a list of what I got from Feebas box. We're gonna try to be like, alright, the 5th pack in this pack art, it's a level X or whatever the hits were at that point. So there's that. Mino3 was my first big channel. It has like 21,000 subscribers right now. And once that was doing well, which I still don't know how it did, because if you watch my older videos, like my first Mighty Beans videos that did well, I have a Mighty Bean video that has like 300,000 views. The video quality is terrible. Like, I guess maybe it wasn't bad at that point of time, in 2009, 2010. By today's standards, it's awful. Like, if that was a channel that was applying to Toys MCN with not many subscribers and stuff, I'd look at the video quality and be like, it's not a good representation. We want to be a professional network and stuff. So I probably wouldn't have accepted myself. That's how bad I thought the quality was back then. So give you an idea of how far I've come in terms of quality and such. But as that channel did do well, I started doing like spin-off channels. So I created Pokemon cards 24/7, Beyblades 24/7, Mashi Monsters 24/7, Gomu 24/7, Mighty Beans, Bakugan toys, Monsuno, Redakai, Lego toys, TMNT toys, trash packs. That might be all of them, might be a couple I'm missing, but I created a ton of spin-offs and kind of burned myself out. They all did, well enough. I was just looking back at my old channels like a day or two ago and seeing how many views a lot of the videos had. I was like, wow, if I had the time and energy and effort to like have even one video per week on each of those channels for a prolonged period of time, where could I have gone, It's quite possible if I like tried to do YouTube full time starting a few years ago, that I would be doing very, very well on YouTube right now. Like, Mino3 could easily have over 100,000 subscribers. Pokemon cards 24/7 probably could have as well if I was consistent with it. But even when that was going well for me, I'd often have no videos for 1 to 4 weeks at times. Closer to Christmas, even more, etc. But, let's see. Not going totally clear here, but let's kind of jump around. In my opinion, the worst thing I ever did in my YouTube career, summer of 2012, I was doing very well on YouTube. Like, not factoring costs of things that get open on channels, if you take just the revenue I was making from YouTube, it was definitely at least as good as having a part-time job. A little better than that, probably. But summer of 2012, while things were going really well, I then joined Fullscreen. And it was downhill from there. Now, in their defense, I guess, like I said, I wasn't really super consistent with uploads, so obviously plays a factor too. But when I joined them, they promised things like higher CPM. I have spreadsheets proving that, no, my earnings for like 1,000 views and stuff, they declined by about 20%. And that doesn't factor the percentage that they also took from the revenue, so with CPM would have to go up for my earnings to go up, given that they take a chunk, but they went down and then they took money out of that as well. So that wasn't good. And I also joined when they had things called guerrilla campaigns, which were like, they'd have deals where you could say like, oh, advertise this TV show or this YouTube channel and you'll get X amount of CPM until the budget runs out. And that was awesome. That was one of the main reasons I joined Fullscreen. But then they quickly became less frequent, the payouts became lower, the budgets became lower, to the point where it wasn't worth doing. Because if you weren't like a super big channel, by the time you got the video made and posted and hooked up to the campaign, the budget would run out really quick. You get maybe 1,000 views and on the higher CPM, and then it's just done. It's like, I don't want to have a video that's out there forever with this advert if it's only gonna make me an extra $5 or whatever it might be. So that happened. They also have /had the YouTube channel Planet Poke, which is like a hub channel for their PokeTubers in their network, which was cool for me. But that became not really a thing. I think they have no videos in the last 6 months on there and like 6 in the last year. So yeah. So basically everything that I joined, all the reasons I joined Fullscreen for kind of went away. Higher CPM didn't happen. Planet Poke, it's kind of diminished and isn't really a thing. Guerrilla campaigns, diminished / gone. So, I knew I wanted to get out of Fullscreen. It was a 2-year lock-in contract. For Muno 3, Pokemon cards, 24/7, etc. That contract expired August 29th, 2014. So why am I still in full screen with those channels, you ask? Well, I'm glad you asked that. Because I was not smart in the fact that I did not reread the contract in advance. And I thought I was being, like, professional by waiting until my contract was concluded. So the first week of September, like September 6th, I went through support or emailed my full screen rep or whatever you want to say and said my contract was concluded August 29th. I'd like to unlink from the network, yada yada yada. And then my response is, oh well, we require you give us written notice 30 to 45 days before the contract ends. Otherwise, the contract automatically renews. As such, your channels are now under contract until August 29th of 2016. So that was basically very demotivating for me because I did not want Full Screen to be continuing to make money off of me when I was getting no personal benefits from them. The royalty-free music and stuff was a big deal for me, and I've already explained what I joined for and that they weren't still supporting those things. But apparently that wasn't a breach of contract on their end that would let me get out of it. Whatever. So I knew Freedom offered the ability to create networks under them, so I then immediately started looking into that, and basically from Full Screen being what they were, whatever you want to say, and shackling my channels for until next summer, late summer, whatever, I set out to make my own network, and in the end, ToysMCN.com was born, and I'm trying to have it be what I feel networks should be. Now, in order to scale it, being that I basically am Toys MCN, I don't have like a big staff that's doing everything else. If you join Toys MCN, I am your contact. You go through me for whatever questions, concerns, etc. you have. If you need to set up a battle, it's through me, etc. Once we grow bigger, I hope to have like a staff for the network, but right now it's me. So, as such, in order to scale it and be able to give our partners the attention that I want to be able to give them, we're increasing our parameters, our requirements to join the network and to do battles with me. I don't have it on the site yet. I'm working on that, but basically we already are getting a lot more picky with who we accept into the network because it is a business, and if I have a bunch of partners who are very small and their quality is low and they're not like professional in it, not trying to do this as a job like I am now trying to do essentially, it just takes up a lot of my time with not much benefit on my end being a business. So basically subscriber counts don't matter to me, but I want the video quality to be good. I want the individual who is running the channel to be professional, know what they're doing, and have like kind of goals in their YouTube life, if you will. Because otherwise I just won't have time for everybody, and then I basically don't want to become like Full Screen, Machinima, and everybody else where they basically, if you don't have 100,000 or 1 million subscribers or whatever, you're just a number that they suck revenue from. I don't want to be that. I want to be there to help my partners grow as much as I can. Obviously, I can only do so much being one person, but I'm sure a lot of our partners will attest that I bust my butt to do all I can to help our partners grow through pack battles, collaborations, etc. If anybody in the network, obviously a lot of network partners are watching right now, I'm not doing everything super well. I should and need to have either an email list so I can communicate with all of you at once efficiently, and or set up some sort of forums that we can all go on to help set up collaborations and stuff like that. So, in the meantime, if you don't already know and you're in the network, if you ever need to set up a battle with me, if you have questions about how to improve your channel, you want a channel review, anything like that, if you need to get a hold of me, email me, toysmcn@gmail.com. That's the primary contact for all YouTube/network related things. And when you contact me, please include your partner ID number and a link to your channel so it's very clear and obvious to me who you are, that you're in the network, and it just saves me time trying to figure out who you are so I can actually help you. So, I know a lot of you are probably new to the network and I might not even talked to you at all yet. So basically, if and when you want help and need help, I'm here for you. Email me at toysmcn.com. toysmcn@gmail.com. Is that what I said? Or did I say website? I don't know. Yeah, email me, and I'll help you out the best that I can. Battles, limit 1 per 30 days per partner. If my battles are backlogged heavily, it could be 45 to 60 days. It will vary. Around new sets, it will be longer. But, yeah, I feel like I'm rambling. I think I made my point. Let's see. So I was basically saying how I started on YouTube. So I'm at the network stage. And then, so since all my existing channels were, and still are, shackled by full screen, literally 2 days, I think it was, after Pokemon Cards 24/7 hit 20,000 subscribers, I created this channel, ThePokeCapital, October 14th of last year. Because I wanted to have at least one primary channel of my own in my network. It just makes sense. And I think it looks bad if I have a network, but I don't have any of my own channels in my network. It's like, why would I join your network if you're not in your own network? You know? It's like, well, because I can't, because full screen says, no, you can't leave us. But, yeah. So, created this channel October 14th, and obviously it has exploded as of late. It's quite possible, the rate we're going right now, before this channel is a year old, which will be in 3 months. So yeah, today is the 9-month anniversary of this channel. Woo! And we're at 15,000 subscribers. So even if you break that down to the full thing, that's 5,000 every 3 months. Even though the last 5,000 came in the last, like, 40 days or less. So it's a good chance we'll break 20,000 by the 1-year anniversary, which means this channel will be as big after 1 year as Pokemon Cards 24/7 was in its first, like, 3 or 4 years of existence. So that is pretty darn awesome. And right now, my subscriber growth on this channel is bigger than any of my channels ever have been. So, again, thank you all so much. I'm not saying it's because of my network that I'm in or anything, but obviously, doing all the battles I do with our partners and stuff doesn't hurt. It obviously helps our partners as well. And it's a lot of fun for me, too. It keeps things even more fun. Breaks up the monotony. I mean, if I open the same thing every day, it'll probably get a little monotonous. It's still always fun to open cards and get cool stuff. It just is. But, yeah. I think you get it. So, right now, currently on YouTube, I'm basically in October, I had to reboot my entire YouTube platform, career, whatever. So I had all these channels that I'm now basically not using. Cardfight 24/7 is the only channel I kinda have been using that's still locked in with full screen. But even that I haven't uploaded to in over a month now, and I don't know if I'm going to continue. Just because this channel is doing so well, I want to devote all my YouTube energy to this channel first and foremost, and of course the network and our partners. Which, a very large portion of our partners right now are PokeTubers. So growing this channel is the most advantageous thing to do. That can then also help the partners through battles and such. Because obviously I have more subscribers and more viewers, it's more likely that when I battle a partner, they will grow more. It just kind of makes sense. So yeah. This channel essentially replaced Pokemon Cards 24/7. YouTube.com/user/toys basically replaced Mino3, which also has over 20,000 subscribers. But again, since this channel is doing so well, I haven't done, I think the last video on toys was like 3 weeks ago. I do want to get some new Buddy Fight videos on there though. Tomorrow I should have a new set of Buddy Fight come in that I'll post Thursday or Friday. I have new theme decks too that I want to post, but been busy because this channel and the network and there's a lot going on. So yeah, basically I have 2 channels right now, this and toys. I kind of started a kids channel. I did 1 video and then said, time's not there right now. So I kind of canned that right away. So right now the goal is grow this channel and grow the network. Those are my top 2 goals on YouTube. Together. I'm not rating myself higher than the network. I want both to grow. And if both continue to grow and do well, then perhaps in the near future I can officially say that YouTube is my job. I'll probably still do e-commerce because they work well together for me. It's easier for me to open a lot of product because I can then sell it through my business. And obviously, if you're 15 years old, it's kind of hard to open a booster box every day like I'm doing starting today. In the next 30 days, we're opening 50 boxes on this channel. So, yeah. Obviously, most people don't have the resources to be able to do that and have it make financial sense for them. But I have that luxury where I can be like, well, I need inventory as far as singles go, so let's open a bunch of stuff and have a great time here on YouTube. So that works pretty well. So I think that covers that topic. So let's try to go back into things here now. What motivated you into creating Toys MCN and the ThePokeCapital? Well, I guess I just answered that. And I didn't actually read that before I answered all that, so that's kind of funny. Also, what got you into Pokemon? I don't remember, like, how I know that I first, like, caught wind or whiff or... I knew the Pokemon trading card game existed as Jungle was releasing. I don't know if my mom, like, found out and thought I'd want them or what. I'm pretty sure I was watching the anime, like, from the start. But I think I remember, like, my mom calling Toys R Us every day. Yes, do you have any Pokemon cards? Yes, do you have Pokemon cards? Because back then, it was such a big thing. It was in the fad stage. So Toys R Us would get, like, a bunch of packs in and they would sell out in, like, an hour. It was crazy. So I know base set were the first cards I got, even though Jungle had released. Those are even harder to find because they were brand new. But I've been involved in some aspect in the Pokemon trading card game basically since Jungle released. But started with base sets, so. And I remember, like, when there's only a couple sets out, going to Toys R Us Pokemon League on Saturday mornings, wherever it was. And looking back, my deck was terrible, but so was everybody else, so I would win like 90% of the time. Everybody at the league thought double colorless energy was basically double rainbow, and that's how we all used it, so that was kind of broken. But the trainers I used was 4 Bill, 4 Plus Power, and 4 Gust of Wind. I thought Professor's Oak, which is the same thing as Professor Sycamore / Juniper, except it wasn't a supporter card, because supporter cards weren't a thing yet. I thought that was a terrible card. I thought Computer Search did the same thing back then, but not Ace Sec. I thought that was a terrible card. Why do I want to discard 2 cards plus the card I'm playing to get 1 card? Seems bad. Discard my whole hand for 7? I don't want to discard my whole hand. So I didn't use those cards, but I still won 90% of the time. With Pokemon such as Hitmonchan, Hitmonlee, Mr. Mime, Scyther, Chansey, Jinx. I think those were like all in the same deck. Because back then, you know, Hitmonchan, 1 energy, 20 damage. Oh, that's broken. That's so good. Times have changed. But, yeah, I'm pretty sure I got into Pokemon through the anime. And somehow, some way, I figured out that the cards existed. And my mom helped find them and started getting them. And now we're here. Why do you like Feebas so much? Because 2 Feebas, 1 pack, baby! But in all honesty, Feebas has never been like a favorite of mine. And obviously that video itself is like a parody. If you don't know, PewDiePie made a video parodying PokeTubers. Basically mocking like how we overreact to things and such. Like, oh my god, I got this card, it's so good! But it is good. It's fun. So that's what we do. So knowing that he's like the biggest YouTuber out there, I thought like, well, I should do like a parody of this, because that will help people find me as well via like suggested videos and stuff. So within, I think, 2 days after him posting that, I posted my Pokemon pack opening stickers reaction PewDiePie parody response, which has become known as 2 Feebas 1 pack. And full disclosure on that video, Mega Charizard EX Secret Rare is not ripped. It's fine. Stop commenting that I'm stupid, that I'm an idiot, and a bunch of curse words, and why didn't I give it to you, and blah blah blah. I already did a behind the scenes video showing that. The card that was ripped was a Scraggy that was damaged out of the pack. I did a camera cut. I switched the card out. Charizard's fine. He's in there. I'll go get him, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. And yes, everything is awesome. Just throw that out there. I need to buy some new Pokemon shirts. Like all the ones I have are from like old nationals and stuff, but so this is the pack right here. All the cards from that video are right here. Now, I don't know if I should say this or not, because I don't want to ruin the mystique, but oh well, this is a Q&A, full disclosure, whatever. The Feebas were also planted. The Mega Charizard was planted. There were multiple camera cuts and switcheroos in that video. So, first of all, there's the card that was ripped. It's a Scraggy. And probably hard for you to see, but the corner closest to my... no, furthest from my hand has a nick in it. It's probably hard for you to tell because of the focus, but it's got a nick in it, so I wasn't going to put the website anyway. So, sorry, Scraggy, no offense. I have nothing against Scraggy. But at least, you know, his actual picture's not ripped, so that's cool. Still have the code card. I should probably like redeem that at some point just to see if anything crazy happens. Meowstic was the actual rare of the pack. Helioptile, I guess, got switched out for a Feebas. Skrelp Reverse got switched out for a Feebas Reverse. And then these are all the cards that were actually in the video. Caterpie, Baneri, Spiel, Pineco, Rapidash, Meltank, shout out to my peeps in Wisconsin and all that. Graveler, and then the infamous Feebas and Charizard, safe and sound in his top loader. He's fine. I did not rip him. He's alive and well. And these are the same two Feebas, which one of these days I need to get these guys PSA graded just because I don't want to ever get rid of these because they become such a big part of this YouTube channel. And it's crazy, so I will probably get the Charizard. I don't think it's going to be like a high rank because there is a little bit of white on the back edge. So, I've never PSA graded anything before. It could be as low as a 7, maybe an 8, I don't know. And I don't really care what grade the Feebas get. But I need these PSA graded just for the nostalgia's sake, or not nostalgia, just the, what's the word I'm looking for? A sentimental value. There we go. I got there. So, yeah. The actual pack I opened had these 3 cards that weren't in the video because they got replaced by the Charizard and the 2 Feebas. So, you know. So that's that. But yeah, still like literally every day I get comments on that original video saying, "You're an idiot." Usually they misspell your. They have Y-O-U-R. It should be Y-O-U-R-E. As in, you are an idiot. But it's like a general rule of thumb it seems on YouTube. If somebody calls somebody else dumb, stupid, idiot, etc., they're the ones that come off being whatever they're saying because they don't know how to post proper grammar and stuff. But that's a whole nother point. But bottom line is Charizard's safe. Feebas was never like a favorite Pokemon of mine, but just because of how big that video got, and like so many people like they get 2 Feebas on their video and like it's a big deal now. So if and when I make a top 10 favorite Pokemon list, Feebas will probably be within the top 10 at least, just because of what that video has become for me and my channel and my YouTube career. So yeah. But yeah, I didn't like him before, but I have to like him now. How many cards do you have in your Pokemon card collection? I don't have an official collection, but if you include all the sealed product I currently own, I might have more Pokemon cards than I do Neopet cards. And as I said a little while ago, I might have about 1 million Neopet cards. So, yeah, I probably have I have a few Pokemon cards. Not too many. Nah. What is your favorite Pokemon booster box that you have opened and why? Fire Red Leaf Green, because I said that was my favorite set, and I know that when it was newer, I opened several boxes. I think while I was a freshman in college, I think is when it came out. Because I remember having Fire Red Leaf Green, I think blister boxes actually too, that I got from like a wholesale website, not distributors at the time. I remember opening blister boxes of it in my girlfriend of the time's dorm room. So, yeah, fall or spring of 2014, or 2004/2005. No, wifey, I don't have a girlfriend, don't worry. So yeah, I opened plenty of Fire Leaf Green when it was newer. Not recently because it's very expensive and hard to get, but, you know. Cameron Mike answered that. What is your favorite song? I have no idea. Well, I guess I'll say, Oh my god, I'm blanking on what the song's called now. Crap. I am so bad with recall sometimes, like, no joke. I'm just gonna skip that, because I'm looking like an idiot the longer I take. When did you start collecting Pokemon cards? When Jungle came out. Mew versus Mewtwo, what's a better card? Well, I guess it depends on which specific card you're looking at. Mewtwo EX versus Mew EX, the most current things. It depends what deck you want to run, for one. I mean, they're both good in their own right. Mew works very well in Night March, at least until it gets rotated, same with Mewtwo. Mewtwo, not Night March, but yeah. They're both very good. I think overall, Mewtwo EX has been much more versatile. It's been helpful in a wider range of decks throughout its lifetime, which has been a pretty long lifetime in standard format. So I'll say Mewtwo EX over Mew EX, like the most current ones. How do you make money for this? Well, we have ads. So if you have ad blocker on, I'm not making money from you. So if you use ad blocker, if you could turn it off when you're on YouTube, especially on my channel, I'd greatly appreciate it. Just saying. Did you ever have a job other than Pokemon? If so, what is it? Well, my job isn't Pokemon. It's, selling Pokemon cards and Legos and other trading card games and toys and making the videos and yada yada yada. But the only jobs I've ever had, like for a paycheck, so like not including like babysitting or cutting grass or anything like that. While I was in high school, I worked at a hotel. My job was basically being a gopher, basically doing whatever random jobs were needed. Going into rooms that were checked out and stripping the beds, collecting the used towels, cutting the grass there, vacuuming the hallways, cleaning the public bathrooms. Whatever miscellaneous jobs I needed doing, I did there. So I did that for about 2 years, not like super full-time, just like weekends while I was in school. Basically it was weekends, period, because they didn't really need the extra help on weekdays anyway, because they weren't as busy. And then college started, and that's when I ended up with $200 in the bank and a bunch of Pokemon cards and started my business. But the first summer of college, so summer of 2005, I tried, like while I was home for spring break, I tried to find a job in advance, but didn't have much luck, so I ended up working at Wendy's. I worked there for 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of May, so say May 16th through 31st, wherever it may be. I got like 11 hours, because in fast food, you go there for like a 4-hour shift. After an hour, like, yeah, we're not busy, you can go home. It's like, but I spent gas money to get here, so can I work the hours I'm scheduled because I need to make some money? So that didn't work out well. So my dad's friend, his disc golfing buddy, helped me get a job at Richco Structures building roof troughs. This is not a body for manual labor. It's just not. And that job, which started June 1st, 2005, I worked it Monday through Thursday, 3:30 p.m. until 2:30 a.m. Monday through Thursday. And I was doing eBay at the time on a small scale. So my average day, I would work 3:30 till 2:30 a.m., get home, go through emails and stuff, get to bed like 4 a.m., wake up around noon, get up and eat, get on the computer, go through emails, package up orders, leave home, go to the post office, drop off packages, from the post office, go to work. Lather, rinse, repeat. So Monday through Thursday especially, there was no life at all. It was just work, and soreness, and wasn't good. While I worked there, which was 3 weeks, there's 3 other guys on my line. The head of the line, who was a total butthead, just total rude, just butt face. He got major heat rash on his face. That was kind of cool. Apparently I was doing some things wrong. Like I'd have like the nail plate lined up just wrong. Like he'd rip it off and just like, this is how you're doing this. Yeah! And then he'd be like across the room and he'd say something. I was like, what was that? Because there's a lot of fans, a lot of background noise. He's like, get a effing hearing aid. It might work better. Whoa, buddy. Whoa. So yeah, did not care for him. My dad's friend was on the line. He got a nail through his foot. And we had a little Chinese guy on our line. And he threw out his back. So everybody in my line got some sort of injury or something. So I was like, I'm still healthy, I'm young, peace, I'm out. So June 21st, 2005, I quit that job. But before I did that, I went to my dad like, yeah, Dad, this job, I hate it. Can I quit and try doing this eBay thing like full time? Can I do eBay as my job? And he agreed, but he has since said like, yeah, I thought you would do eBay for like a month, get tired of it, and find something else to do. It's not just eBay now, obviously, but I'm basically still doing that. So I think that worked out okay. I'm healthy, I think. I should get a physical. I haven't been to a doctor in too long. Probably not since maybe high school. So 10 plus years maybe? Maybe my cholesterol and stuff like that. I don't know. It make my wife happy going to the doctor. So I should do that. But we'll see. So yeah, where was I? Job on Pokemon. So yeah. And then I didn't have any other jobs besides like myself, working for myself, YouTube and all that stuff. Until 2010 maybe. For I think 6 weeks, I worked at United Health Group, which is a health insurance type thingy. Being a phone person, like people would call with different, questions about their coverage and stuff like that. I went through the training, which was over a month, and then I spent 2, maybe 3 days on the phones, and I was like, no, this no, because a lot of times, like because of HIPAA laws and a whole bunch of stuff, there's a lot of stuff you like can't share, and like I would think I was gonna be able to help somebody, but like, oh, because of this and that, I can't do anything for you. Please don't hate me. It was not cool. It was not fun. And also, like, we were obviously still doing eBay and stuff at the time. And it's like, well, I'm making this much from this paycheck job thing, but eBay was here, and now it's down here because time is here. So it was a balancing act. It's like, yeah, having both isn't working. I do better with just the eBay thing. So went back to just doing the e-commerce and the YouTube and all that, and haven't looked back, and we've grown very well since that point. So basically, since June 21st, 2005, I have worked for somebody that isn't myself for about 6 weeks in the last 10 years and almost a month. So yeah. Favorite card of all time, again, can't really say. I'm most certain that you'll get at least a pack of 2 views, 1 pack. Jeff, seriously, I've got to thank you for all the effort you were putting in this channel, especially with something so expensive like Pokemon cards. It's really amazing, and you even share the Ancient Origins packs with your partners when you could have easily kept them for your channel. Yes, I did. Again, thanks a lot. I hope this channel keeps growing bigger and bigger because you really deserve it. So not a question, but thank you for the kind words. Grayback, Inglorious. I appreciate it. And that's got 7 now because of me. 8 thumbs up. But yeah. So I won the Ancient Origin cards on eBay. I was like, well, I could just open all these on my channel, like get the extra views and stuff, but no, I have a network and I want my partners to grow, so I included as many of them as I could. Any of you in the network that are watching that weren't involved, I'm sorry. Obviously, I could not include everybody, and having it be myself plus 7 other partners was stressful enough, just organize it all and make it all go off without a hitch. So even if I could have included more partners, I probably wouldn't have, just because it would have been just too much to figure out and organize. So, and obviously I have no way of knowing if I'll have any opportunities like that in the future, because having a new set like a month before it comes out isn't expected. I have no idea where that eBay seller got them from, how they got them, whatever, but I don't know. But that's it. If you haven't seen those videos yet, find my playlist on my homepage or my playlist tab, and you can watch all the partner videos plus my own and see some awesome Ancient Origins cards. When do you start collecting? Jungle. What is the worst booster box you have ever opened? I don't know off the top of my head. That's kind of hard to know. I don't have like a scoreboard or cheat sheet or checklist like, yeah, on this date I opened this box and I pulled this badness. How many booster boxes are those? I think they mean like in the video. Well, there's 6 per box you saw in the video, plus there's another 6 cases on top of the shelf that you didn't see. Plus there's some more boxes in the other room that are like set aside just for YouTube purposes, so there's a few. Where do you get them? Distributors? Did you get them from a contest? Oh, I wish they were all free. That'd be amazing. Do you have a job other than YouTube and card selling? Nope, just e-commerce and YouTube, which includes toy selling as well. Does this beat the Cat's Meowth's 2,575 booster pack opening? Well, in the next 30 days, for this marathon of booster boxes, we should be opening 50 boxes. I'm pulling up a calculator here, because these are big numbers. 50 boxes. There's 36 packs per box. And that would be 1,800 booster packs. So I guess that wouldn't be the biggest thing if they did 25.75. I think it does. There's like 40 cases shown in the video. Well, if the official record is 25.75, I can expand the marathon and have it be the record. You know, that's not an issue. Which would mean it would take 72 boxes. If it opens 72 boxes worth of product, it'd be 2,592 packs. So that might become the goal. We'll see. I'll have to like officially figure it all out. But yeah. And I see a couple people saying buy Mega Tank. So buy Mega Tank. Toys MCM partner. Again, I'm not paying a lot of attention to the chat. I only see like 4. I see the first 4 chat lines on top of what's visible. So, yeah. Graveyard shift. Nice. So, like I used to with 3:30 p.m. to, well, not, it'd be later than that, I guess. But yeah. Graveyard shift's not fun. How do you get so much Pokemon cards? Buy them. How much stuff do you sell on a weekly basis? Not really people's business to know what or how much we sell, I don't think. Do you have a girlfriend? Like, if you think the same. No, I don't have a girlfriend, because I have a wife. If I had a girlfriend, that would mean I'm cheating. And I'm not. Do you have any of these cards? Sunflower, Dewgong, Furret. I'm sure I do. Hey, need you remember Bakugan? Also, do you miss the franchise? And if yes, who is your favorite Bakugan? I still have a crap ton of Bakugan in our warehouse. If anybody's looking for Bakugan stuff, let me know. PM me or something, because I have Bakugan for days. I bought a ton of that just knowing that it was profitable. Like, I'd see like, oh, this 3-pack's $12, but I know that this one guy in the 3-pack's worth like $30. So I buy him, but then I never like try to sell him because it was a major pain. Because until the later series of Bakugan for the toys, it didn't say the names on the packaging. You just kind of had to know. So it's like, you know, buying Pokemon cards that don't have the name on the Pokemon card. And if you don't know him, then it's like, yeah, it's this guy. I don't know. So yeah, I remember Bakugan. I have Bakugan Toys 24/7 channel that hasn't been used for I don't know how many years now. But yeah, I remember Bakugan. I still have a lot of Bakugan. You should make a different playlist for this Booster Box Marathon. I plan to. I will. Basically, after I end this live stream, I will make a playlist and have it ready to go for our first box of the marathon. That'll be up hopefully at 6 p.m. Eastern, unless I go way long on this one. Pardon me. Is Princess Kiara here, our burp raider? So I have a question. In your earlier days of Pokemon, did you ever pull a base set Charizard? I'm sure I did. What is your favorite Pokemon card you have? I guess the 2 Feebas one back is I had my most, words again, even though I already had them before. My most sentimental cards, at least. Obviously not my best cards, but most sentimental. Do you like Bayonet? I don't not like Bayonet. How much money do you spend on Pokemon cards and products? A lot. Have you ever thought to have a joke opening video where you open candy or fruit snacks instead of booster packs and try to act if they are normal Pokemon booster packs? It'd be super funny if you do. By the way, huge fan of yours. Been a fan since you were on your previous channel. If people like the idea, let me know. I don't know. Like, I open a pack of fruit snacks and like, oh my gosh, I got an orange one! It's so awesome! 2 Feebas 1 pack was basically a joke opening, but it was still with Pokemon cards, so. That's Alex Baldwin. So if I ever do that, just in case I'm just going to write down his name here so I know and can, like, credit him for the idea. Alex Or not Alex. Axel Baldwin. Fake joke opening. Fruit snacks or something. Hopefully I can read that later because it's really chicken scratch. How did you get involved with what inspired you to create the PokeCapital website and sell things? I think I explained that well enough already then. And the PokeCapital website didn't exist until about a year ago, and this channel didn't exist until 9 months ago. So, and this channel is inspired by the fact that full screen checked all my channels and it wasn't cool. How do you get that many boxes? I buy them. I've never opened a box. You have to be the world's lucky Pokemon collector. Well, I've worked very hard to get where I am, so I wouldn't say I'm lucky per se. I mean, it's worked out well, and there's got to be some luck involved, I suppose, but I've definitely put in my time and work and effort, but yeah. Wow, amazing. I would love to see some older boxes open as well. I don't think we'll have old boxes in this Boxing Marathon, but if the channel keeps blowing up like it has been, it's definitely something I want to do later. Like, theoretically, if my channel was Unlisted Leaf's channel, for like number of subscribers and views per video and stuff like that, I'd probably be getting all the different older boxes I could and doing just crazy things, because I'd be making enough from the videos to make it more financially responsible, I guess you'd say. But right now, if I, bought a box of base set or a box of Fire Leaf Green to open, odds are I'm not gonna be able to sell those cards, like, once they're open for as much as I paid. And the videos, while they will get good view mounts, they won't be enough to, like, put a big enough dent in the original cost to even hope to, like, break even on it, if that makes sense. So, while current stuff I can, open hand over fist because I can more easily sell the singles and recoup my investment that way, it makes more sense. But while we have grown very nicely and are getting pretty big pretty fast, we're not quite at the point where I can fully justify buying a lot of old stuff. But it's definitely something I want to do soon. Will you stream your openings? If you mean the Boxing Marathon, it'll just be 6 p.m. Eastern each day. Today's might be a little late if it takes too long to upload. It's already rendered, but I don't want to upload while doing this because that would make this drop a lot of frames and it wouldn't be good. Do you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Used to play it, not anymore. If you were to open any old school pack, which would you open? I guess Fire Leaf Green. How many boxes are there? A lot in the video. Have you had a girlfriend in high school? I had one girlfriend at the end of high school that worked at the hotel I worked at. But that did not work out at all. What is your favorite Pokemon? Psyduck and Jigglypuff. What got you into Pokemon? I like the anime. When you start Pokemon Jungle. How many Pokemon cards do you have altogether? A whole bunch. A lot of the same questions, obviously, so I just figured I'd still read them out loud and just kind of answer them because it's taking extra time instead of just being silent reading. What was your first booster box, and how old were you when you got it? That I have no idea off the top of my head. Because when I was young, my mom, dad, they just, buy single packs, like blister packs at Toys R Us or whatever. No idea when I got my first booster box. It's possible it wasn't until I was in college and buying booster boxes for myself in 2004. That's possible. But I'm not sure. Not sure. What made you start the PokeCapital and being successful with Pokemon Cards 24/7 channel? Full screen. And holding my channels hostage. How many Ultras do you have exactly? Prepare before video. Yeah, no idea. That would take me forever to figure out, because I have boxes and boxes and boxes of cards that are either not labeled or mislabeled. And it's all mixed. Like, I have shelves full of white card boxes. It's got Pokemon, it's got Yu-Gi-Oh, it's got Neopets, it's got World of Warcraft. It's got it all, man. It's got it all. Probably 100. A little bit more than that. Which you prefer most? Pizza, donuts, or bagels? Pizza. Stuffed crust would be my personal favorite. But not that hot dog stuff. No. Just no Pizza Hut. No. God. What is your favorite Pokemon card in your collection? Feebas? I don't know. If you had, let's see, 1,000 million billion. If you had $20 billion and you could only use it on YouTube, what would you do? Okay, so you have follow-up questions. Okay, so I'm not sure exactly what you mean. Like, does that mean I could only use it to buy things that are then used for YouTube? Like, I can use it to buy Pokemon cards that I open? If so, I would open, you know, I would, for starters, get at least one booster box of every set ever made, and I would do a series opening a booster box of every set in order. That would be awesome. If I ever have 200,000 subscribers, and the booster boxes aren't even way more expensive than they already are, by that point, it's something I will look into doing. I would love to one day do a series where, alright, today we're opening a box of base set, tomorrow a box of jungle, and the next day a box of fossil, and then Team Rocket, and then Gym Heroes and Gym Challenge, and then whatever else. That would be amazing. That would be the ultimate for me. So yeah, if I'm ever as big as Unlisted Leaf currently is, I would love to do something like that. If I deem it feasible. I have to go through and see exactly how much that would cost, and kind of guesstimate how much that might earn in terms of YouTube views and earnings to see how justifiable it really is. But yeah, that would be the dream series opening right there. Yeah, $20 billion, that would go a long way. And if going towards YouTube, then some of that's going towards advertising. And if I could spend $20 billion on product and advertising, like AdWords and Facebook ads and stuff, maybe I could be bigger than PewDiePie at that point. I don't know, because that's a lot of money. If you had $20 billion, you could give it to charities. Which charity would you choose to donate to? I'd have to look into that. I can't answer that top of my head. What is the secret to being successful on YouTube? Not just for PokeTubers, but all types of YouTubers. I'd say the secret? Luck. No matter how good your content is, no matter how much effort you put into it, if nobody is finding your videos, you're not going to get really big. So you basically need to get lucky and have one video like go semi-viral, get really high search results in search engines. Like if you go on YouTube and type in Pokemon and your video is the first one there, you'll probably get some extra views and that'll like jumpstart your channel. And most people that are big today had a break by one video going viral where they had an early opening, like we have with Ancient Origins to an extent, that really propelled their channel. Unlisted Leaf, his channel really started to blow up with his Plasma Freeze booster box, which, as he said in that video, he was opening a week before the set released. So that was kind of a launching point. I think just with, you know, his energy and just overall everything he does, he would have probably gotten bigger sooner or later, one way or another. But for what actually happened, that was kind of his launching point. Scholarship with TCG, he's been on record saying that like he was just, you know, a small no-name YouTuber, and then he had the Legendary Treasures booster box opening with the gold card, and that video basically went viral and kind of propelled his whole channel, and now he is where he is today. So no matter how good you are, if people aren't finding your content, you're not gonna grow. So one way to help that, and the one main thing we do within our network, is collaborations, namely pack battles. That's one reason I'm all the more motivated to grow my channel as big and fast as I can, because the bigger my channel is, the more helpful I can be towards our partners through pack battles in particular. So if I have 1,000 subscribers and I pack battle someone, they're gonna gain X amount of subscribers. If I have 1,000,000 subscribers and I pack battle someone, they'll gain a lot more subscribers than if I had only 1,000. It's just, you know, common sense. But yeah. How old are you and how many booster boxes have you opened in your life? I'm 29 for 3 more days. And I've opened a lot of booster boxes. I have no idea how many. It could very well be over 1,000. I have no idea. How do you afford these? Well, I sell them and then reinvest, basically. So, yeah. Now, when do you start? What is the most valuable booster box you have ever opened up on camera? Trying to think, like, what the oldest ones ever opened were. It might be Dark Explorers. Like, not as of the time I opened it, but present-day values. I think Dark Explorers right now is over $300 per box. And I opened 6 boxes of that Pokemon cards 24/7. I don't think I opened like any old EX series sets on camera. Because I think Heart Gold, Soul Silver was the first set that I opened up on the Mino 3 channel. I don't think I did like old box openings on there. PCG Breaker, I had like Supreme Victors, Rising Rivals, that era. So, unless some of those boxes are worth $300 for now, I think it'd be Dark Explorers. Favorites of all time for the green. Who is your favorite PokeTuber that you watch the most often? That's a tough one. I mean, between trying to help partners, run the business, run my channel, I have very, very little time to watch other people. I mean, I'd like to watch more videos, but it's kind of difficult. But probably right now, present day, the channel I like watching the most, because I get the most laughs and joy out of it, is one of our newest partners, Caroline Z Toy Box. Check them out if you haven't already. I think they are or were in the chat earlier. So, the star of the channel is a 6-year-old named Caroline, and her dad does all the back end stuff. So it's got a more professional feel to it, because it's not a young kid doing it all that doesn't have the proper equipment and stuff. So it works out a lot better. And her pack battles, especially, I think you'd all love them. So check out Caroline Z. What's your favorite card? I guess Feebas. Only one, and from any set. When did you get interested in Pokemon? Back in the day. Let's see. What is your favorite card you had as a child? It'd probably just be Charizard, just because. How much money do you spend on Pokemon? A lot. How did you start off your store? I think I went over that then. What do you want for your upcoming birthday? I don't know. My wife's been asking me that for months, and I have yet to give an answer. I don't even know what I'm doing for my birthday yet. I'll hopefully get that end over there, the basement, clean so I can have people over. But it doesn't look good at the moment. So yeah. Trainers to the years. Do we inspire a Q&A? They did the face reveal for 1,000 subs with Q&A, but I don't think it's, from me. I'm not copycatting or anything, that's for sure, but I think it was actually Caroline Z's dad had the idea of that too, that, maybe a Q&A or something, so I asked a few of our partners, like, hey, what do you think I should do for 15,000 subs? And that was the first thing they said, so, yeah. Do you like birds? I do not like birds. Why do you ask that question? Pokemon Unbound. So fun story. When I was... How old was I? We'll say 12-ish? I don't know. I was playing some kind of outdoor games with the neighborhood kids down the street. So some kind of tag or whatever. Running to the backyard between houses, ran around the house and turned the corner. And then a bird flew into my forehead. Literally. It was like a baby robin probably learning how to fly. So it was sad at the same time. So a baby robin flew into my forehead and dropped dead. But I did scare the last bit of living poop out of it. Because I had poop on my nose and I had poop on my shoulder. So ever since, I'm just walking outside, if I'm by a shrub, a bush, whatever, and a bird flies out, I always flinch and think it's gonna fly into me. So I'm scarred for life. And at the same time it was traumatic and sad. It's a baby bird is learning how to fly and my forehead killed it. I was probably lucky because if it went beak first, you think it would have punctured my skin, but I had no cut or anything on my forehead, but it was freaky and dramatic, man. Let's see. A lot of the same questions here. What was the first ever Pokemon game you played? Probably Red or Blue. I don't remember which one, but yeah. Other than YouTube and Pokemon, what was your dream job as a kid? Do you still wish you could have maybe pursued it instead of YouTube? Depends on age, because You know, when you're like kindergarten, first grade, it's like, ooh, I want to be a professional baseball player or basketball player or whatever. But that was never, ever for me a realistic thing because I just wasn't good enough at that stuff by any means. And like when I was going to college even, like, I majored in finance and minored in math. So I think I was like planning to be a financial planner, but I kind of discovered that basically financial planner means you sell insurance. It's like, yeah, you kind of do the same thing, but it didn't end up being what I like envisioned it being, and it just worked out a lot better, and it's a lot more fun. Are you ever going to do a booster case of base set, even though it's rare and really expensive, but even though if you say no, I'll always love your channel? Is it even an option for me to like find and buy a booster case of base set? If it is, that would be like $5,000 to $6,000 right now. So I think right now unlimited boxes of base set are like $800 to $900, unless it's like the Green Wing Charizard box or whatever. So using the low end of 800 times 6 boxes of case would be 4,800. So about $5,000 for a booster case. I don't foresee that happening unless an opportunity arises, and like I said, I'm really big in the future, and I'd be like, well, I can spend $5,000, I'm going to get X amount of views, which will likely earn me about this much money, so it makes sense. But yeah. How can I battle you in pack battles? By the way, I'm a part of Toys MCN. Email me, toysmcn@gmail.com. Include your partner ID number and your channel link, and we'll go from there. My question is, would you like a Mega Ninetales? I would. What's your Pokemon set and video game? To an extent, I guess it would be kind of nice if every, like, most evolved Pokemon had a Mega. At the same time, that might be a bit much, you know? So, Ninetales in particular, what would it have 19 tails then? Or, I don't know. I wouldn't not like it, but I don't know like how many Pokemon should have a Mega, is what it comes down to. What is your favorite Pokemon set? Or is it green? And video game? I didn't specify Pokemon video game, but well, if you do say Pokemon video game, I think the one I had the most fun with, like at least in spurts, was the pinball game. And the trading card game one too. They probably won't because PTCGO is a thing, but I'd love it if they did a remake of the trading card game for, I guess, 3DS or whatever. The most current thing is whenever they actually do that, if ever. Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm going to poop secret rares out of my rear end. Wow. Okay. Shazam asks, where do you see your channel being at this time next year? Well, if we don't increase or accelerate our growth further, in the last month we've gained over 4,000 subscribers. So over the course of a year, if we just maintain that pace, we would have an additional 50,000 subscribers by this time next year. So by July 14th, 2016, I hope the channel has over 65,000 subscribers. And that's not saying like things are going to grow big. I'm just saying if what happened in the last 28 days continues to repeat itself in the future, it doesn't go up or down, just straight line growth, that's where we'd be at. So, and we have about 500,000 views in the last month as well. So this time next year we should have about 6 million more views and about 50,000 more subscribers. Hopefully more. That'd be amazing. It's possible if things keep accelerating and I keep doing crazy things like this booster box marathon we're starting and stuff. Basically, I keep doing all I can to keep accelerating the growth and growing big, because that also helps our partners, and that's important to me. So, yeah. I guess the ultimate would be to have over 100,000 subscribers and over 10 million views by this time next year. But right now, I know I tweeted a goal for the end of this year, but I forget what they were now. When this year started, my end-of-year goal for this year, December 31st, 2015, was to have 10,000 subscribers and 1 million views. Those goals were both achieved in June. So, and now we have 15,000 subscribers, and we've gained over 4,000 subscribers in the last 28 days. So we're gaining over 1,000 per week. So yeah, there's how many weeks left in the year, and that many more thousand expected. It's like, wow. So let's see, there's what, 5.5 more months? 5, 20. Yeah, we might break 40,000 subscribers by the end of the year. It's possible. It's crazy, but it's possible. Just wow. Do you really like Feebas? I've grown to love it. Before I made that video, Feebas was, I was like, well, what's the worst card I could get 2 of? That'd be like very ironically funny or whatever. And then I read the flavor. I thought like, well, Feebas and Magikarp would be the first come to mind. And I read the flavor text on Feebas, like, that works. That works. Why are you so dedicated into the Pokemon TCG? I love it. It's my passion. And from which retailer do you get booster boxes? Not a retailer, distributor. I know it's not usually your thing to remote a retailer. Thanks to the dedication. Yup. It's definitely going to be a heck of a month. Brazil. Yeah. Can't really help you on that for gaming, because I buy from distributors. I don't think they do. They might not even be allowed to ship internationally, so can't really help you with sourcing if you live in Brazil. When are you going to do a giveaway? Are you going to do one? Personally, I'm not a fan of giveaways because it often creates a lot of what I call dead subscribers. People that aren't, actively involved in your channel be like, oh, if I subscribe, I might get something for free, and then they don't care about your content. They're just there to win free stuff. And so far, when I launched this channel, I had a giveaway just to help get people from Pokemon Cards 24/7 over to this channel, just as an extra way to like entice people to be like, hey, I'm over here now, come over this way. But I don't know if or when I'll ever do giveaways. It's just hard to organize, and the bigger a channel gets, the more comments you would get, and then picking winners and it's just a big headache and a hassle. I mean, like a lot of people ask, like, can I have this, can I have that? It's like, well, if I could just like hand you like a cheap card, like, sure, here, have a Feebas, have a Charmander, whatever. But if I want to get fuel-free stuff, and 1, it costs money to ship things, 2, it takes time and effort to ship things. It gotta get the address and just, it's a headache. So I personally love growing my channel organically without giveaways. This is my personal preference. I know we have partners on the network that do giveaways, and that's perfectly fine. I have nothing against people doing giveaways if they want to, obviously. And if I battle a partner and they have a giveaway going, I'll usually help promote it as well within the giveaway, within the battle. I've done that with Laughing Pikachu. I have one coming up with Poke Grown-Ups, most likely, so yeah. So anyway, Poke Grown-Ups has a giveaway going on right now. If you're looking to win some free stuff, go subscribe to them and find the giveaway video. Who was your first girlfriend? A girl from work at my hotel. What's your favorite movie? I don't know why, but for basically as long as I can remember, whenever I was asked this, I would always say Joe Dirt. There's a Joe Dirt 2 coming out, actually. I have no idea why. Anytime I watch that movie, which is one of the few movies I watched more than once, I enjoyed it. I don't know. I'm weird. Like, I don't think it's like a great movie by any means, but just one time I was asked and I answered that, and so then any other time I got asked, I just said that by default. So it's probably not actually my favorite movie. Like, if I was, stuck on a desert island, but I had one movie I could watch somehow, some way, as many times as I wanted forever, probably wouldn't be Joe Dirt, but I don't know what it would be off the top of my head, so sorry. Will you ever do the card trick as in to the front? As in the 3 uncommons go to the front, so you have 3 uncommons and commons? I don't know. Maybe never. Working fine the way it is. Hope you get some DP boxes. Pardon me. Diamond Pearl. They're not too old. Maybe for future. Not for the current marathon, probably, though. How do you keep making videos that interest not only your viewers, but keep you interested, too? I try to mix it up as best as I can. And a lot of times my schedule is dictated by who wants to battle within our network and what they want to battle with. But even then, I try to make sure I space things out. Like, last week, Wednesday, I had a Rayquaza EX box wing battle, and somebody else wants to do a Mega Rayquaza collection box wing battle. So I'm waiting until tomorrow to do that battle. So tomorrow at 1 PM Eastern, unless something changes, we should have a Mega Rayquaza collection box wing battle with a partner. because while they're different products, they're both Rayquaza, so I was like, well, I want to have at least a week apart. So I tried Space Lanes out. I didn't pay attention to, like, oh, this morning I opened XY base set for Pokemon Pack Daily. So for the booster box of Marathon today, I didn't open XY base set. I considered it, and just like I can go XY base and just go in order for the XY sets to start. But I was like, well, I don't want to do 2 videos of XY base in one day, so I'll do something else. So I try to mix up the sets and the format the best I can. I would like to start doing top 5/top 10 videos on Tuesdays. My main hesitation with it is that I am not an expert editor by any means. So it's basically going, this wouldn't be the actual list, but it'd be like, alright, here's my top 10 Pokemon. Number 10, Caterpie. And I would just show a card of Caterpie and then like talk about it for a little bit. And then number 9 is Baneri, because he likes rainbows, flowers, and fields. So it wouldn't be like cool graphics and stuff, but in the future, we might have the systems in place that make that a much more feasible thing. So if and when that happens, you can definitely expect some top 10 videos from me that would have better production value than what I'm currently capable of with my limited editing knowledge and prowess and stuff. And that interests your viewers? Well, I try to be as entertaining as I can, and obviously it seems to be working. Otherwise, you guys wouldn't keep subscribing and watching my stuff. So, thank you. Favorite sport? To watch football. To play... What's the last sport I even played? Disc golf if it counts. Even though I haven't done that for like 2 years now. Favorite food? Stuffed crust pizza or Topper sticks with nacho cheese from Toppers. Drink, Mountain Dew Code Red. Although I don't know when I'm going to drink it again because I'm trying to be more healthy. And this is the last can I had. It's empty. And this is my lucky Code Red can from our live streams. If you watch my live streams at Hitbox, you know what I'm talking about. How do you get some of your older cards? I can't find old sets. The stuff I open on Throwback Thursdays, I've just had. I have a like 3-row card box that has just random old packs in it. Not the whole box, but I have like, 5 packs of Ruby Sapphire, 6 packs of Sandstorm. I have like 1 to 10 packs of a lot of like the old EX era sets. So I just grab a pack out of there on Throwback Thursdays and yeah. How do you get yourself into this business? I think I kind of went over that. I think I'm at least halfway through the questions in the comments, but it's a lot of repetitiveness, so it should go quicker here. Yes, Trader TV, I see your comment there. Did someone say they need someone to edit? Exactly. That's all I can say. Exactly. What was your favorite pull ever? Probably Charizard EX, I assume. How many boxes are you opening? At least 50 boxes in 30 days, because there'll be booster cases involved as well. What is your favorite XY set? I guess Roaring Skies. Favorite Black and Y set? Possibly just because it's hard to get, and I haven't gotten to open it for quite a while. Dark Explorers. And EX set. I'm trying to picture all the ones there. Well, I guess Fairly Free in that. Duh. How come the PokeCapital only sells XY series sets? We have booster boxes that are older than that. And we will hopefully, eventually, have singles for all sets. What is your best deck? The only competitive deck I have built right now is Gardevoir. Can you do another favorite series? What's the other favorite series I did? Did I do a favorite series? I don't know. But I have some plans. Can you make a channel with non-Pokemon stuff? YouTube.com/user/toys. I'll try to upload that a little more regularly moving forward. At least once a week. But that channel is supposed to be mainly used as like a hub channel for the network. So also, if you are in Toys MCN and you do videos that are not Pokemon cards, it could be Pokemon toys or different trading cards or other toys. If you want to make a video that goes on the Toys channel, email me. Also, if you want to There's also an option for you to submit a video that goes on Pokemon Cards 24/7. I'm not using the channel. It's, you know, inactive. It's got 21 or so thousand subscribers that may or may not be there. But if you want an extra way to increase your channel awareness and stuff, email me, toysmc@gmail.com, and you can create a original video that like isn't on or going to be on your channel that's submitted for that channel. And if you do that, just intro it saying, you know, I am so and so, I do this on my channel, please check me out if you like this content, and here's what I'm making for you today, sort of thing. And the last few videos on Pokemon Cards 24/7 are just that. So if you want to see what I mean, just watch those and you'll get an idea. And it's been a few months since the last one of those even happened, but the ones that did, they got around 2,000 views each as of today. So if you know you're a partner that has, you know, 50 subscribers and people aren't finding you, it's a good way to get some new eyeballs to your channel and help, you know, jumpstart your growth. So if you're in the network and you're small and you're looking to grow, I strongly suggest you contact me about submitting a video for Pokemon Cards 24/7, or if you do things that aren't Pokemon cards, or both, you can do a video for toys as well. Basically, toys would be anything but Pokemon cards, and Pokemon card would go on Pokemon Cards 24/7. Makes sense. What is your least favorite Pokemon? I don't know. If I think of it, I'll let you know. But yeah. Are you crazy? A little bit, I'm sure. A little bit. I'm slowly a collector, not a TCG player. I wanted to know what you do with all your duplicates. Sell them. I typically ask friends of people that have kids if they like Pokemon cards and give cards away. That's very nice of you. Last time I gave 2 tins with 1,000 cards, no dupes, at least 12 hollows, and a couple of reverse hollows. I like to make money, but I'm not sure what site is the best or how I should go about it. I have a folder full of dupe hollows, ultra rares, and reverse hollows. Any suggestions? I also have 1,567 code cards, and I'd love to sell, trade for missing cards in sets. If you're strictly going to sell, either eBay or Facebook groups would be your best bet. I'd say Facebook groups first, because you don't need to have an eBay seller account, you know, eBay fees and stuff. Burbank City, what's the full name of it? Burbank City Pokemart or something like that is a Facebook group with like 5,000 members where people, you know, buy, sell, trade cards to each other. So I suggest that, and you can also trade on there. So yeah. Do you remember me, X Arena Pitbox? Yes, I do. I'm excited, almost speechless, as the Primal Jolteon. Favorite and least favorite legendaries. So I think that's something I specified at the start of the stream, like specific favorites and least favorites like that. Just like, I don't know. I don't know. I'd have to put a thought to it. If and when I do top 5s, top 10s, those are possible things I would do them for. So I guess stay tuned and hope that happens someday eventually, and you'll get your answer then. I guess. Where do you live? I'm not a creep. I mean, what city? I live in the Green Bay area, Wisconsin. That's generic enough. I mean, you know. What is your best pull? Probably Charizard EX at some point. Or maybe Gold Stars, actually. I don't know. I've opened a lot of cards over the days. It's hard to remember, like... It's like, well, what are the most expensive cards I can get in English packs? And then I might remember if I got that at some point. Do you have any Pokemon marbles? I do, somewhere. Maybe even some sealed ones still. I have some, and I don't know if they're rare. I don't know if they're rare either. I don't think they're, like, super valuable either way. But who knows? Favorite and least favorite Pokemon? Don't know least. Most. Check it up inside up. What is your oldest booster box you have opened on your channel? On this channel? Have I opened Triumphant on this channel? I don't know if I have. I don't think I have. So it'd probably be... I don't know. I have to look. I don't think I need Emerging Powers. I'm not sure if I did no victories yet. So next Destiny's at worst would be the oldest. So not super old. But that'll change one day. Do you think Go-Go will receive a EX card or even another card by the end of the XY series? If I knew how many more XY series sets there would be, I could give a more logical answer. I don't foresee there being a Go-Go EX but decent chance there's at least another Go-Goat. Psyduck needs another card. Psyduck hasn't had any cards in the XY series yet, I don't think. Jigglypuff has, but I think only an XY base, but had 2 different, so that's nice. But yeah. What do you think of a Toys MCN Secret Santa type of thing when we reach Christmas time? Sounds very interesting. Go. If you want to email me with more details on that, I'm very open to that. Sounds interesting. How much money do you make per pack on average? Just mean like, like if I sell all the cards, because worst case scenario, if you get total crap from a pack and want to sell it all like in bulk, code, reverse, rare, non-holo commons, uncommons, every pack should be worth at least like 120 to 150. So at minimum, you should get that out of a pack, no matter what. But although, well, if you're trading into other people, like bulk Pokemon cards go for like 5 cents roughly for commons, uncommons. So you get 8 of those in a pack, so that's 40 cents. If any people buy bulk codes, which is kind of dangerous because it's hard to know if they used them, they'd maybe pay 10 cents, maybe 50 cents, reverse about 10 cents, so 60 cents. So if you open a pack, you get total crap, and you just want to trade it into a seller like myself, you'll get about 60 cents out of the worst pack possible. If you're the end seller like me, it's going to be more like 1 to 120, but then you got fees, and it's complicated. But from, like if I open a booster box of an XY set, I'll probably, on average, in short term, it's reasonable to get maybe $100 out of the box. Margins aren't great, but basically. I mean, if you can sell every reverse rare as a single, every reverse holo as a single, every uncommon as a single, and like get single pricing for all of it and sell through everything, you can do very well. But it's kind of hard to sell, you know, 50 Caterpies for even 20 cents. So at best, I'm usually going to put a card like this in a 100 card bulk lot and hope I get like 8 to 10 cents out of it in the end at best. So, yeah. When is your birthday celebrated and which year are you born? July 17th, 1985. 30 years old on Friday. What's your Pokemon card? You gotta answer that question. How do you afford all this money? And selling and stuff. How much you pay for booster box in bulk? Can't really say. How old were you when you started your store? I don't have a physical store, but I started selling on eBay. Again, fall of 2004. I started selling on Amazon 2009 or 2010. I created ToyGamingEmporium.com, I think 4 or 5 years ago. And then about 2 years ago, June of 13, I think, I started CardFightCapital.com. And then less than a year after that, I started ThePokeCapital.com, and I replaced ToyGamingEmporium.com with TheGameCapital.com. So right now, Amazon is still like our highest grossing platform. And then for websites, we basically have The Game Capital, and then it has like subsidiary sites, Cardfight Capital and ThePokeCapital.com, basically. And then eBay for odds and ends. How many cases do you typically order when a new set comes out? At least 6. I hope that's more like 50 in the not too distant future, though. How many Pokemon booster boxes have you opened in your life? A lot. How did you get into Pokemon and or TCG? I think I answered that. Would you be able to get a Team Rocket booster box and open that on the channel? Did somebody say Team Rocket? Well, we have a sealed box of Team Rocket starter decks. I have a booster box of Team Rocket. And I have a sealed booster box of EX Team Rocket returns. So for future milestone videos, these are possibilities. Maybe 25,000 subscriber special? Maybe 50,000 subscriber special? I don't know, but they're possibilities. Let me go put these back in safekeeping quick. Be right back. So yeah, those are things. And nope, I thought music would stop. Just kidding. Let's see. How much money you spend? A lot. Omega Ruby or Alpha Sapphire. I guess I would pick. I think Alpha Sapphire is the one I'm playing. I own both. I've played one of them. I think Sapphire for about 3 hours while at the airport to go to Vegas earlier this year. I just don't have time. How many Pokemons do you have? Cards? Video games? I have a lot. Did you ever open an EX Team Rocket or Fire Leaf Green booster boxes? I have before, back in the day, not for a while, but I got the Team Rocket return box! What would you do for a Pokemon card? Like Gold Mega Ray? Just because of what my channel is like known for, whatever, I'd make some sort of ultra rare Feebas, I guess. Or Jigglypuff or Psyduck. Maybe some kind of like team card that has them all somehow or something. I don't know. Somebody else asked me or Mewtwo. Interesting. What's your favorite pack battle that you have ever had open on YouTube? I don't know. Good question. And like, I don't know. I'm trying to think like if there's a certain battle where I just got like super insane pulls and stuff, but I don't know. I'm blanking. I'm sorry. How old were you when you started to collect Pokemon cards, and do you collect other cards that are not Pokemon? I have a playset of the first 2 sets of Force of Will cards if I ever had time to play that game. If that counts as collecting other cards. How old was I when I started collecting Pokemon cards? I think that was 97 or 98, so that'd be when I was 12 or 13 years old. What is your favorite Pokemon generation? I think I just kind of have to say Generation 1. And for one, my 2 favorite Pokemon are both Gen 1, Psyduck and Jigglypuff. And wife or girlfriend? Wife. Dun, 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 dun. How old are you? Almost 30. Why did you stop doing the cracking the code box breaks as you did on Pokemon cards 24/7? 1, they're more time consuming. 2, it can give the perception that I'm like searching packs. Whenever I did do the cracking the code thing, I would either end up opening all the packs, or I would, with full disclosure, sell the remaining like leftover packs that don't have EXs or Level-Ups or whatever in them to somebody at a discount that knows that they're not going to have those things. But also, the distribution's been weird lately. Like, the number of Ultra Rares you get in a box just varies a lot. Like Primal Clash, you could get 4 to 8 or so in a box. It's very random. So, I don't know it still works. I could try it again sometime, but it might work some, but I don't think I'm going to be able to fully milk the box, if you will. And I might be able to like pull out 3 packs and get 3 EXs, but there might be 4 more in there that I don't know are there. If that makes sense. What makes you so good at not being tempted on opening Pokemon products? Well, I open a lot, so that helps. And if all I did was Pokemon pack daily, 1 pack per day, then I'd probably go crazy because I have all this product around. And just behind me you see promo boxes and stuff, so, you know. But yeah. Lost my tab here, let's see. Who is your grandfather? Grandfather of my last name? When's your birthday? July 17th. How to reach you personally? I think you already did email me, so. Towards mcn@gmail.com. What's your favorite Pokemon card? I think I answered that. Actually, did I answer your favorite card? I don't know that I did. I think it's an EX Deoxys, the Rayquaza Star. I like that card a lot, I know. So, I don't know if it's my favorite but that's gotta be up there on the list at least, so we'll just go with that. I only started watching a few weeks ago, but your videos have filled up my summer with joy and excitement. Keep up the awesome videos. Well, thank you very much. Obviously, not everyone's going to find me at the same time, although if they did, then the channel would just be like that, and then just no growth. So, no problem with you just finding me. That's awesome. I'm glad you're enjoying it. So, hope I keep providing you entertainment. What Pokemon voice do you want to be able to do the most? Totodile, which is kind of like, you know, Daffy Duck. Even if I could do it, it'd probably like hurt my throat, but yeah. Did you collect Pokemon cards as a kid? Yep. And if so, how many basic cards do you have? Somewhere not a ton, but enough. If you had to choose any Pokemon as a pet, which would be your most favorable and least favorable? I want to say Psyduck for most favorable, just because it's my favorite Pokemon, and some people do have ducks as pets. It is a thing. Not that widespread of a thing, but it's a thing. But just the fact that, you know, the headaches and the psychic, and it would make my stuff even more disorganized than the mess that it is, because you get a headache and everything would be everywhere. So it'd probably be like a Meowth or a Persian, just because I love cats, and yeah. And which should be the least favorable? If for no other reason, the space requirements and the expenses in food, Snorlax. There's several very acceptable answers for that. You know, Onix, Steelix, anything that's really big are good answers for that. And especially if I can't just keep in a Pokeball for the most part. Can you do a face reveal of your wife? P.S. Don't say my name. Okay, I won't say your name. My wife has been seen in some of my live streams. If you look up... No, music's not playing. If you look up my PTCGO Primal Clash Booster Case pack opening live stream thing from Hitbox or Twitch, whatever it was at the time, that I exported to YouTube, she appears in that. She might be in the thumbnail even, I'm not sure, but she's on there. You can find her. And then someone replied to him. He showed his face millions of times, but he was saying, can you do a reveal of your wife? So, yeah. What is your favorite Japanese set? I haven't done Japanese stuff enough in recent times to really answer that validly. Have you ever regretted opening a certain booster pack? I don't think there's been a pack where I'm like, oh, I spent so much money and got crap out of it, so not that comes to mind. And what's the most valuable card you have ever pulled on camera? I don't know. Maybe I opened something that had a gold star in it at some point on a video. I'm not sure. These are hard sometimes. A lot of questions of favorite Pokemon, like 3 in a row, 4 in a row. Favorite Pokemon Elite Trainer Box. So let's see, we got, basically, you know, in terms of sleeves, we got Lugia, we got Genesect, we got Xerneas, Yveltal, Lucario, Gengar, Kyogre, Groudon, Rayquaza. I really wish they did Elite Trainer Box for Flash Fire. That's, I think, the only XY set that Pokemon did not do Elite Trainer Boxes for. And it was the Charizard set. It's like, oh, no. Because it would be Flash Fire if they had Elite Trainer Box, and they would have had, you know, Mega Charizard X and Y probably featured on those, which would have been awesome. But they didn't do it! The Gengar ones are pretty cool. And I like Phantom Forces as a set. A lot of playable cards in there, so I guess I'll go with Phantom Forces. What's better, 2 Feebas 1 pack or the Illustrator Pokemon card? Well, probably Illustrator Pokemon card's better. I think that's like the most valuable card there is, off the top of my head, I think. What was your favorite English Pokemon card? Rayquaza Star, we said. Who was your favorite Pokemon to watch? Caroline Z. What was your favorite Japanese full art card? I have no idea off the top of my head. Congrats, you'll be at 20k in no time for sure. Keep up the good work and awesome vids. Can't wait. Thank you, the Cobalt by Bisharp. I can't talk. Do we prefer opening booster cases, booster boxes, tins, or single packs? Well, they're all involved opening. I mean, like on a daily, like just random opening basis, I enjoy tins. Obviously, booster boxes are very fun, but Like, if money is a factor and stuff too, like, it'd be most feasible for you to open a tin every day. Like, maybe at some point I'll evolve the Pokemon Pack Daily series into being a tin every morning or something, maybe. But, I don't know. Do you play any Pokemon games? Currently, not really, because time. How do you get so many sealed Pokemon things? Like, buy them? Did you get any Pokemon cards when you were younger? Yes. I'm almost the top of this questions here, I think, so yay. What's your favorite Pokemon related memory? 2 Feebas, 1 pack. What would be your go-to Pokemon team of 6 in a zombie apocalypse and why? That requires some thought, which will take me too much time right now. Urmagerd, holy crap, can't wait. Or, I want. Whatever. How did you get all those wish boxes at the bottom? Do you have a wife, girlfriend, wife? Congrats on 25,000 subs. Not if they like to themselves, but yeah. First job, does her paycheck, was hotel. Normal or shiny Feebas? Shiny! Does Flygon deserve a Mega? I think so. Flygon's more deserving than Ninetales, at least I'd say, which was asked earlier. And favorite cheese? You'd think I'd have one just because I'm in Wisconsin and we have a crap ton of cheese, but I'm a very picky eater and I'm very generic, so it's like, you know, a slice of Velveeta cheese or, you know, whatever the cheese is, a macaroni and cheese, you know. It's not like this fancy whatever cheese, like, ooh, just cheese, oh my god. So, don't really have a favorite cheese, and if I do, it's not like an expensive fancy thing, I'm sure. And those questions are from a cloud called Klaus, who's, again, music is playing in the background. So check him out, a cloud called Klaus here on YouTube. His link should be in the description box below, like at the end, too. Just FYI. How much you have Pokemon cards? A lot. Can you show them? Kinda hard. Most of and not one by one, just show your collection. If I was organized and like just had a bunch of binders and stuff, yeah, but between Seal Proct and them being here and warehouse and stuff, it's like not really feasible. What's your favorite Pokemon TCG product? And what is your favorite Pokemon anime episode? Tins and the return boxes I love. They're great value and they're cool. Now the boxes are fun too, but you know, if I wasn't a reseller, if I wasn't in the business of Pokemon and I just bought stuff for myself, tins and any trainer boxes would probably be my most frequent purchases. Yeah. What is your favorite Pokemon type? And which starter would you prefer? Like starter type or certain starter, certain generation from it? I don't know. I like Oshawott, like just in the anime, I find him funny. So maybe Oshawott just because of that. Favorite Pokemon type? I don't know. I don't think I officially have a favorite type. But again, that's something I come back to, like, how many types are there now, if you include, like, Metal and Fairy and Colorless? Is there 10? Because I can do a top 10 favorite types and try to figure out reasonings for it. I don't know. But Jigglypuff is now a Fairy type, and my only currently fully built deck is Fairy, so maybe it'd be Fairy. Oh. You're awesome, but don't you think you kind of went overboard? Not saying it's a bad thing, but man, that's a lot. I didn't buy all the boxes in the video announcing the marathon and this for that. They're just my inventory. It's like, here's what we have on hand that I can open. I'm not opening everything that was on the shelf, so yeah. How many MCM partners do you have? Last I checked, I think we're at 263 members of Toys MCN. Was your job e-commerce and YouTube? What got you into becoming a PokeTuber on the internet? Free marketing that turned into a job, essentially. How many full sets do you have? I probably have a lot and just don't know it because they're not fully sorted. You live in Wisconsin? Yes. Green Bay area, so that'd be Brown County because that's what county. What made you do Pokemon videos? Answer that. How are you able to open videos every single day and booster boxes so often? Again, helps that it's related to my job and I kind of have to open stuff, which works out pretty nice. What was the first ultra rare you had pulled? Well, I guess Base Set was the first set I opened, but there's no ultra rares in there, unless you count hollows, because there weren't like gifts and stuff. So I have no idea, honestly. I know on this channel, the first full art we pulled was a white Kirimi X from Boundaries Crossed with Keldeo pack art. So maybe that answers that in a way, at least. Why did you choose to make videos? Free way to market eBay store at the time. And did you collect prior to starting your channel? Most definitely. Alright. Do you want to be a big PokeTuber? Yeah. Unless you mean, do I want to get fat? Because I don't want to get fat. I'm trying to be healthy. I'm trying. Too much. How much money cost it? Look like $10 million. Not $10 million. You do so much for this channel. 15,000 plus people agree with me. Thanks for the daily vids. You're welcome, Sarah. What made you get into Pokemon TCG? I like Pokemon. Can you solve a Rubik's Cube? Don't think I can. How much is all of this? Everything that's in the video was enough. What's your favorite evolution? That kind of go along with like what my favorite type is, which I don't really know. Even though Fairy is not officially my favorite, Sylveon is pretty cool looking, I think. So maybe Sylveon. And how did you like Danny's tweet about you? I think they're referring to what she tweet. Someone on her Korean Bandit Rain box opening, she said at the end that if that video got 400 likes, she would tweet to Primetime Pokemon saying he has a nice butt. And then somebody commented on that video with like hashtag Danny loves PokeCapital's butt, but they had it spelled wrong. Like Danny likes PokeCapital butt or something. So that's what they're referring to. So just funny, but yeah. And they misunderstood it because she said she would tweet to Primetime Pokemon and say he has a nice butt, and they somehow translated that to being me or something. I don't know. So that was the last thing on there. Refresh that here. We have some new questions from you guys already on there. I'm not going to refresh it again, so if you want questions answered, don't post on there. Tweet at me in the next little bit here, and I'll see that next. How did you like... That's that. How do you become a Toys MCN partner? ToysMCN.com. Apply and go from there. How do you join Toys MCN? Again, how many booster boxes have you ever opened? Hundreds, if not 1,000 plus. Hey Jeff, do you like Milotic as much as Feebas? Nope. I like Feebas more. I didn't like Feebas before, but I have to and have grown to love it just because of what it's done to help my channel grow and become known and stuff. So yeah. What's your favorite evolution? Just to answer that. Favorite XY set? I think I said Roaring Skies already. Maybe? Oh no, I said Dark Explorers. No, that's Black and White. I like Flashfire because Mega Charizards are awesome, and I would never actually rip one. I love Roaring Skies because Shaman is a sweet card. It looks awesome, and it is my bae. Because I got 4 Shaman X in my first 91 packs of Roaring Skies. Check the footage on the channel if you don't believe me. The first 4 Roaring Skies videos I did was 2 Elite Trainer boxes, a booster box, and a 3-pack blister. All 4 of those things had a Shaman. Both Elite Trainer boxes had 1 EX, it was Shaman. I got Shaman in the booster box, and I got a full art Shaman in the 3-pack blister. The Regirock or Pangoro one, I forget which one, but wow. What's your top 5 favorite Pokemon? Top 5, you'll have to wait till I ever do a top 10 video. Actually, start a top 10 list, like, well, I was at Culver's or something one day. So, I think it's actually, let's see. I think I have it over here. Ah, yes. What's this? Alright. Now, probably in focus, but I'm just going to prove it to you here. Here's a very rough, unofficial top 10 list I made. Top 10 Pokemon. Boom! Maybe someone got a screenshot if they were on their toes there. I don't know. But yeah. Subject to change. But Jigglypuff and Psyduck are on the top of that. So no worries there. Some of the favorites are based on the voices I'm good at and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of different reasons that make fans my favorites. So that's all the comments, questions and stuff on the video from yesterday. I'm going to close that. And I'm going to pull up Twitter here. with the hashtag AskPoke. And so we have a few new ones on there. So let's see here. Scroll to the bottom here. Alright, what would be your favorite color and why? I've often said orange is my favorite, but I think just based on like clothes and just general stuff, blue I think would be the new official answer. So blue or orange, 1, 2. Why? I think orange originally because I knew my brother liked orange, and when you're young, it's kind of natural, like, oh, my brother likes this, so I like that, sort of thing. My brother's a lot older than me, too, FYI. My brother was born November 16th, 1966. So the date is 111666. Very hard to forget when his birthday is. And I was born in 85, so he was 19, right? 19, 85, 66, yeah. He was 19, or he was about to turn 19 when I was born. The summer I was born was the summer before he started college, so it's like, oh, the brother I never had is here as I move out. Hooray. For him. When do you start collecting and how many cards do you think you have? A crap ton. Shazam also asked on here where you see your channel being at this time next year. Yes, the comments too. As I said before, based on our current pacing from like last month, we should at this time next year have over 65,000 subscribers and over 7 million views. 7.5 million, somewhere in there. It seems nuts. And if we keep like accelerating our growth, who knows? It's been crazy and awesome, and I love you all. How did you get yourself into that business? I think they commented that too and kind of got into that. What's your favorite Pokemon? Psyduck and Jigglypuff. I saw this one before. Would you rather have a collection of 100,000 plus cards, a complete 102 of 102 PSA 10 first edition base set, or an exclusive card only owned by you? And I asked him, I didn't really get the full answer. It's hard to know, like, is the 100,000 cards just bulk? Is there a Charizard EX and other good stuff in there that obviously affects things? But I think the PSA 10 base set first edition would be the choice there. An exclusive card only owned by me would be awesome, but it's not something I ever like want to sell or like get value out of either. And if I had a PSA 10 base set, that's something I could, liquidate and be able to do really cool things for the channel and stuff too. After I did a video showing the cards too, of course. So I think, from like a business financial type standpoint, the PSA 10 first edition base set would be the way to go. From just like a cool factor, probably be the exclusive card, I suppose. What is your favorite Gold Star? Rayquaza. Oh yeah, Trainer TV, your questions. Oh boy. If you could see N, so he's referring to the Pokemon Evolutionaries if you don't know. If you could see N flying on a Hawlucha, or Professor K riding a Helioptile, which would it be? And I saw this and put a little thought into it earlier, and kind of a cop-out answer. I would say N flying on a Hawlucha, chasing Professor K on a Helioptile, trying to escape. Although Helioptile is kind of small, so I don't know how exactly you would ride a Helioptile. So I guess Ryan, how tall is Hawlucha? My Helioptile is small, but even like in the anime, it doesn't always match. Well, actually, I have Helioptile right here on the cards here. Where'd you go? Oh, here you are. So according to the card, Helioptile is 1'8", 13.2 pounds. So I guess if Professor K was riding a Helioptile, it would go about a step and be dead. So, and the only logical one is maybe the Hawlucha. But, yeah. Hope that answers that one up. And then some Chinese symbols, Feebas. I don't know what that's saying. I don't know what that's saying. What's your favorite Gen 6 Pokemon minus Pyroar Roar? Maybe it makes me look like an idiot or something, but like if someone just named a generation, I don't like just then picture like, oh, this is everything in that generation. Like Generation 1, yeah, I can picture that. Generation 6, it's not like, oh, that's what's in that generation. So off the top of my head, I can't answer it because I don't know what's all in Generation 6 off the top of my head. Because that's just not how my mind and it's not how I would work, I guess. Is mayonnaise an instrument? No. Please explain the Charizard secret rare terror trick to those who can't figure out camera tricks, says Caroline Z Toy Box. Answer that early in the video, but for those who joined more recently, again, to confirm, in the Pokemon pack opening sickest reaction 2vs1 pack video, Charizard is fine. This is the very card seen in that video. He's fine. Not fine is Scraggy, that has damage in the corner. I set the Charizard down after I showed it on the table, and I went to the face cam, like full screen, and then I like edited the video, so like I swapped the card out, put it in his exact spot the best I could, and then went back to showing the table, and then it was no longer Charizard when I ripped it. So everybody's saying I'm an idiot and I'm stupid and other curse words with them. You can stop. Charizard is fine. Do you have a pet? I have 2 cats. What are your thoughts on the condition of the Poke-tubing community? It seems to be alive and well. I mean, like I said, between all the channels I've ever had, right now, this channel's current state is my fastest growing ever. I've never gained this many subscribers in a month on any channel ever. I have had more views in a month on Mashi Monsters 24/7, I think. I think I had upwards of like 600,000 or 700,000 views, but if things keep going, this is going to become my best channel, monthly view-wise, monthly subscriber-wise, earning everything ever soon, I think. It's been nuts. What's your favorite Black White expansion set? Dark Explorers. He's still alive. Come watch. Thanks, Master Puff. Favorite dragon type? I guess Rayquaza. Alright. So that's all the Twitter questions. Anything else? I had like 2 of these at Culver's, and now I've finished this one almost. So I have to pee really bad. So I put the Be Right Back screen up, and then I will start fielding questions in the chat for a little bit. Like for maybe 15-20 minutes. The best that I can, because I need to get our first box win of the marathon uploading so it can maybe be live by 6 Eastern, which is in less than 2.5 hours now. So if we're not done, we're almost done. I just gotta pee real bad. So be back in a minute or 2. Thank you for the no audio comment I just saw there. Phew! Someone asked, what Pokemon would you ride into the sunset? And I said, Ho-Oh. Because of the first episode, it seemed like the logical answer sort of thing, and presume that was a Ho-Oh. So yeah. Thank you for everyone saying that you couldn't hear me. Got that fixed plenty quick there. Alright. The dew gone, officially. Haha. Poke puns are fun. Alright, so you guys... yeah, it's on delay, so like, I'm just now seeing my thing, seeing that, like, oh, there's no sound, so... I'm probably like 30-second delay or something right now. When the Pokemon Ancient Origins comes out, will you open a case of 6 boxes? Yes, definitely. When did you decide to start selling Pokemon articles? I really want to do the same, but I don't know how to start. Does your site pay for the thing you open on YouTube? Well, the site is mine, so no, I pay for everything. What is your first tin? What was the first tin that came out? Because it might be that. I don't know. I've opened a lot of tins in my day. Like, in my warehouse, I have many hundreds of empty tins. Like, from Platinum and stuff, too, and Heatran and Regigigas, so... one's from, like, the mid to late 2000s. Do you want to build a snowman? No, because that means it's winter, and I don't like winter, even though I'm in Wisconsin. Would you ever have a Mega Rayquaza as a pet? Probably not. What is your favorite pack art? I have no idea. Where do you get your first boxes? Distributor. Answered that multiple times. What's your favorite set? Fire Leaf Green. How do you organize Pokemon cards? I don't, basically. It's a major weakness of mine. Hence why I need employees that can do such things. What is your main source of income? E-commerce, followed by YouTube. Hoping that we can continue growing on YouTube so that YouTube can become a viable option as like a full-time job. Who do you like better, Greninja or Zoroark? It says Flygon's Revolution and not the Pokemon Evolutionaries. I wish I was like more caught up on the anime and like had seen them all, because that would probably play a role. Just like if they were in the anime, just see how their personality and stuff is on there. So it's hard to answer with accuracy. I could go either way. I mean, dark types are pretty cool. Greninja being a ninja is cool too. I like Naruto, so I'll go with Greninja. Sorry, N. Hey Jeff, can you check if I'm in your network? Not at the moment. Email me if you haven't already. toysembassy@gmail.com. And let me know your partner ID number, and I'll see what I can do for you. How did you start on YouTube? I started doing YouTube because I wanted to market my eBay store, and then became a job in itself. And you also asked about network. Email me, and we'll go from there. What set should I start collecting for? Says Heavy Metal Poke Gamer 11. It depends if you are looking to just collect, or if you want to play competitively. And if... it all depends on your personal preference. I mean, the answer is really going to be different for everybody. So it's really hard for me to answer that for other people. What is your favorite fire type? Charizard. Why the name ThePokeCapital? Well, I also did Card Fight Capital and wanted to have like, and the game Capital. So they're all Capital franchise, or whatever you want to say. I just tried to find something I could use for different card games and stuff that wasn't taken as far as, you know, website names go. So that's why. It's not great that it's, you know, the Poke Capital. I mean, it should be the Poke Capital. It's not accented, obviously, because I don't want people thinking they have to have an accent in the website address, but yeah. Who's your favorite starter? I think I said Oshawott off the top of my head, but I have to like see the list and be like, that one. Favorite Gen 1. Favorite full art card. I really like the Mega Rayquaza full art from Roaring Skies. Do you have a video camera, or do you do videos on a computer? I have a camcorder. Answer that at the start of the stream. Obviously, you guys didn't all get here at the start, but we have a Sony Handycam HDR CX380, and right now I'm recording on a webcam, a Logitech that has 1080p. Just kind of like the standard thing that if you want decent quality webcam, that's what you get. What's your favorite out of the plasma set? I guess the secret rare Charizard from Plasma Storm would be the best thing. Why are there no Vanguard videos? Time. I no longer am active in Vanguard singles, so it doesn't make a lot of sense for me to open Vanguard cards, because they just sit around. So, it's just not the viable thing. And for whatever reason, the ad rates on the Vanguard videos are very low compared to Pokemon for me. Like, if I get 1,000 views on a Pokemon video, it usually makes about twice as much as 1,000 views on a Vanguard video will. Plus, full screen is taking a bigger chunk out of that than I want them to, because I don't want to be in full screen. But, yeah. So, I'm not officially saying Card Fight 24/7 is dead, but it's definitely not top priority right now. And that's that. I do have 6 boxes of GBTL3 over there, though. So, maybe I'll open a box of that soon on there. It's more likely that I'll open some Buddy Fight on youtube.com/user/toys before I open the next Card Fight thing on the Vanguard channel. Did you see the Trainer TV in the comments respond to you answering his question? If I did, I probably mentioned it. I mentioned him say something somewhere, but no. What Japanese set should I start collecting for? Whatever your preference is, man. And obviously I'm a little above in the chat. I'll probably just skip some here just because I can't really get through everybody, but yeah. Do you have a trade binder? No. Do you have over 1,000 cards? Yeah. And scrolling on here is weird, so if I skip anyone, I'm sorry. So long, yes. In the future, are you going to do battles against bigger channels like Primetime Pokemon and Illicit Leaf? That's up to them. I'm open, even though they're not in the network. Since, you know, battling bigger people like that is obviously advantageous for my channel. And if it grows my channel, that's advantageous for our partners because that helps me get more subscribers that I could then, you know, refer to them. So, I have nothing at all against doing a battle with Primetime Pokemon and Illicit Leaf. If they want to battle me, I'm here, hit me up. But it's not like I can just say like, hey, Primetime, we're battling, let's go, and then do it. They have to agree and, you know, it's not for me to decide, basically. Do you get fan mail? And if you do, why don't you open it in a video? On Pokemon Cards 24/7, I had a P.O. box that I used and did FCBMs, but I was terrible at it. In fact, is it still in this room? I guess not, but I actually still have a box with like 15 packages in it of FCBMs from Pokemon Cards 24/7 from before me moving into this house, which was May of 2012. So I have unopened mail that's literally over 3 years old that I have not opened. So I want to reopen FCBMs, but I don't know how I want to do it. Like, I would prefer to do it like Primetime does, where, you know, each video is one package. But depending on how much you receive, that's not that viable. Especially if I want to like guarantee that it'll be open on video. So one of these days, if or when I reopen P.O. Box stuff, first I will do a video just going through all the old stuff I have. Some of them have like usernames on them. I looked up on YouTube, I couldn't find them, so they either don't exist or change their name or whatever. But I'll at least open up the old stuff I have if or when I ever do that, and then give all the P.O. Box again. So if you care enough, you can find a P.O. Box address. But if you do and you have FCB on the package, I'm probably not going to open it until it's officially a thing, because I want to do it on video, but I don't know. For now, don't send FCBMs, basically. I was going to sit around until I officially open FCBMs and figure out how I want to organize it and advertise how I'm going to do it. I don't know. Works best if I use the arrow down key here. How old do you have to be to do the Toys MCN thing, and do you have to have a bank account? There's no age restriction, but like I said, we're getting more strict with who we accept. We basically want our partners that we add moving forward to be more professional. So while that doesn't necessarily mean you have to be of a certain age, you have to present yourself a certain way, I guess you'd say. I basically don't want a bunch of partners that record in like 360p, have huge black bars on the side, are flying around with their camera and it's hard to watch, stuff like that. You know, I want people to have, you know, professional setup, decent lighting, ideally at least 720p recording, They seem, you know, serious about what they're doing. Yes, it's a fun thing too, but I don't want to add a bunch of people and think like, oh, they're gonna, you know, join the network, battle me, and then just not do anything, you know? Because the network is a business for me. I want it to become a job for me. Right now, it's far from that. We need a lot more partners, a lot more bigger partners, grow the partners we do have, etc. Right now, I'm making a joke amount of money on the network in a bad way, but I'm playing the long game here, so yeah. Oh, and do you have to have a bank account? No, you have to have a PayPal account though. The only way that Freedom, our parent network, the network we're powered by, our technology partner, whatever you want to say, they only pay out via PayPal. And you have to enter your PayPal information into your profile of the network. So if you don't have a PayPal account, then you can't get paid, and thus you probably shouldn't bother joining the network, because, yeah. Are you a Gen 1er, or do you like all gens? Are you a Gen runner? Not sure what you're asking there, Aitai Moshi. I don't know why. I'm guessing English isn't your first language based on your name, and yeah. So, sorry. Now the opposite, who do you dislike more, Hawlucha or Helioptile? I guess Helioptile? I haven't seen Hawlucha on the anime yet, though, so maybe that will change my mind. I don't know. And I totally lost my spot. So I'm sorry, but I'm just going to kind of scroll the bottom here and go again. Oh, Trainer TV is leaving. Bye. Will you ever join Pokeamino? I'm on there. I just don't have time to use it, so. They actually contacted me about, like, doing a video for it. But since I haven't utilized it and had time for it, I didn't feel right doing that, so I haven't. A lot of people saying bye to Trainer TV. Why is it jumping around so much? Yes, the Pokemon Master 106. My name is Jeff. That was a bad one. Oh well. How do you know any... Do you know any PokeTubers in real life? If they still count as PokeTubers, I know Jaywitz, I know Puka, I've met Ness. I don't think he's really a PokeTuber right now, but the guy that won Nats. I used to play competitively like a lot in college, so 2004 through 2009 or so. I went to a lot of events, went to nationals every year, but the last 5-6 years I've been out of the game, man. Been out of the game. But I was actually at Jaywitz's wedding. Puka was there, so I know some people. I know some people. Do you have any secret rare cards? Yes, I do. After the stream, I'm wanting to see if my questions are answered. I assume you mean via email, so okay. Are you close to making a full-time income on YouTube as a daily uploading Poke channel, and how hard is it to upload daily? If you make the assumption that everything I open on the channel is like free, as in the assumption is that if I open something, I'm gonna be able to sell it for at least what I paid for it, and thus have no direct cost for what I'm making other than my time. The answer is still no presently, but it's getting a lot closer really fast. Best pull and a link, I don't know offhand. Favorite product to open? I think booster boxes is like the full answer, but I really like tins. So yeah. Favorite trainer in all Gen games? I have no idea. How do you afford so many booster cases? I sell a bunch, run my business well, make profits, buy more stuff. What's your favorite gold star card? Rayquaza. Wife. Have you been to Worlds? No. How many times do you get 2 Feebas in 1 pack? In real life, since it became a thing, I don't think I have yet to legitimately get 2 Feebas 1 pack. Virtually either. Like, I've opened over 400 packs of Primal Clash in real life, over 300 probably online, and I have yet to get 2 Feebas 1 pack for real. And if or when I do, I don't know, like, what I'll do, if I'll, like, go crazy, and if I'll just, like, grab the camcorder and do things, but it hasn't happened, amazingly. I did get 3 Natu 1 pack recently, for real. I did that in real life and on PTCGO. On PTCGO, I got 3 Natu and a Zatu all in 1 pack. That was pretty funny. Gen 1er means that you think the first gen is the best gen, and you're biased for it, then yes. You think the rest are horrible, basically. Well, I don't think the rest are horrible, but just because I grew up in Gen 1, then Gen 1 is my favorite, kind of like by default. Also, 2 favorite Pokemon are in Gen 1, so. What's your favorite legendary Pokemon? I don't know. Are you going to stop Pokemon Pack Daily? It's not in the plans currently. The series is doing well, so I'm going to keep doing it for as long as I can, pretty much, at this point. Will Jeff open packs and win? Good question, good question. I don't know. How old are you? I'll be 30 on Friday. Like the trainer in red, gold trainers. I don't have favorite trainers, I just don't. Hi, Pokemaster, we have the same name. Do you collect anything else rather than Pokemon cards? Not really anymore. I used to collect a lot of stuff growing up, though. Lots of stuff. Do you know that bird is the word? Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. I love that episode of Family Guy. I got 2 Feebas, 1 pack. Well, good for you! Oh, this is tricky here. So I'm trying to have... Let's see. I'm trying to get so I can see the live footage so I can see... Oh, I have a Chandelure EX I finally can see. Hey, buddy, how's it going? I'll have to sleeve these later, but yeah. Let's see. Sent you a huge email. I'll see it soon. Purloin, Rocks, Spiritomb, Chameleon. Did I have something besides? Oh, had a Hollow Articuno as well. Woo! What's your favorite card from Call of Legends? I actually haven't opened much Call of Legends. I think the 4 packs I opened on Throwback Thursday on this channel before, I think that's the only Call of Legends I've ever opened, actually. So, yeah. How do you start a store? It's not easy. It's kind of an accident for me, basically. Ooh. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, Emolga Full Art! Shiny shine! That shines so bright! And some other stuff. This is hard to do on webcam live, I gotta say. It's a little different than this morning's Pokemon Pack Daily, which was pretty fun. Pretty fun. Favorite ancient trait would be the Dragonite from Roaring Skies. Love that card's art. Let's see. 2, 2, 2. I think we're kind of running out of questions here, so... Ooh, magic card! I'm just gonna look at what I'm opening here for a little bit. I love the Tap Pig artwork stuff. Boofalon, keeping the Nat 2-1, they're cool than other art. I need to do a Legendary Treasures set recap one of these days. Gotta do that. Webbo! Satu! Any other questions? Post them away, because we don't have much time left here. So I really need to wrap this up. Really need to wrap it up. Swablu, Mischievous, Snivy, Seawaddle, Minun, Pignite. They're all evolving. Superior again. Elsa, Lisa, whatever it is. Palpitoad! And Toxicroak. It's a couple of dud packs here. Is this just not updating, or is nobody saying anything after OK Pokenation? I will sub to you. What's going on? Open a couple more here. Oh, you got me X. Now it updated. Wow. Yeah, my chat was not updating at all there. That was weird. Are you gonna open a Japanese Wild Blaze box? Maybe someday. I have more Furious Fist ones, Rising Fist, whatever it's called in Japan. I have more of those that's in the background of my set. How many packs you can open? I start with a stack of 13 here. Spoiler alert. What do you prefer, Reshiram or Zekrom Gold card? Zekrom I think I prefer. I think Reshiram is the one I got before, though. That's like the 3rd Superior we've gotten. Another Lisa. Mewtwo Hollow, cool. And a Gallade. Gallade EX, you still in the house? What is your first EX? I have no idea. Open a pack with the epic movie voice. Alright. Can do that. Let's bring it down a notch here for you, shall we? Although, being that it's been like 2 hours on camera, 2.5, it's He's a little scratchy, so might not sound quite right. Slosis. Oshawott. Trubbish. Vulpix. Emolga. So fierce. Duosion. Pikachu. Radiant Collection. Rolls from Radiant Collection. A Hollow Rare Capital. And the final card of the pack is an Empoleon. How's that for you? That's you. You're gonna do competitive Pokemon videos? I hope so. If I deem that I can go to Nationals or something like that, I want to do like a Road to Worlds or Road to Nationals series. I don't know if I'll have like game matches or whatever, but I want to definitely like do like tournament recaps and stuff and say like, oh, I got this many points or this or that. It's my record, and kind of like have you follow my progression through the tournament year. Sigilyph, that's hollow, right? Yeah. And Toad. We're not getting a lot of good stuff in this stack of packs here, I gotta say. You got that fat bird. Swablu is love. Swablu is life. 2. Do you make enough money from YouTube to support yourself? Need the e-commerce right now. Can't do just YouTube currently. If you don't, what is your outside job of YouTube? E-commerce. Selling the stuff I open on YouTube. Oop, had 2 cards there. Snivy and what is that? Minchino. Pika Pika. Later, Pokemaster. What do you do when you don't open Pokemon? I sell Pokemon. Ooh.
Teddy Ursa.
Toxicroak Reverse and Fion. Oh my goodness. Not getting much here. So we got 5 more packs. We'll open these and then we'll pretty much be done here. Primal Ground or Primal Kyogre. Just because Primal Fish is a thing, gotta go with Kyogre. Before that became a thing thanks to the Pokemon Evolutionaries. Probably would have been Groudon, but, you know. I can change my opinion on things. Hello, Alfredo. I love fettuccine Alfredo. I'm not sure if you answered already, but underrated Dragon Ray or Colorless Ray? What do you mean underrated? Ooh, Shaman EX Full Art! Not the good Shaman, though. But, you know, it's the only one in this set, so. Still cool. Later, Master Jigglypuff. We only got a few packs here and there. Reshiram. And a white Kyurem EX. Nice. So we got 2 regular EXs and 2 Radiant Collection Ultras and a couple of Hollows. 4 packs to go. Favorite evolution, I went with Sylveon. What do you do on your spare time? I don't really have spare time. I am a workaholic. Basically, if I'm not in bed, I am either on the computer doing something for YouTube or the business, or I'm packaging stuff, I'm sorting stuff, organizing things. Organizing, haha, funny. But yeah, I work a lot. Melody EX Full Art, shine so bright.
Teddy Ursa.
Bianca Reverse and Zatu. That's what's there. Will you ever get 2 Feebas 1 pack? I don't know. You think I would have by now. Can we get a trifecta in these packs here? Can we get the trifecta? Favorite legendary trio? I don't know. Magikarp! Mr. Biss! Gibble! Cafarita! Duat! Emolga Full Art again! Shine, that shines so bright! Another!
Teddy Ursa.
Kyurem Reverse! And Empoleon! Just because it's one of my better voices too, I think. That wasn't quite right, though. It gets hard when you talk for so long on camera consecutively. Because your voice gets a little strained and then things just don't come out quite right. So they don't sound as good. But yeah. How do you do those voices? They're all amazing. I don't know. Imitation. I don't do that many. I mean, there's a lot I've tried. Like I said, I want to do Totodile, but that's just hard. Gardevoir, Audino, Magikarp Reverse, and Fion. Alright, this is the last pack I have here. I have a lot more packs around me, but, you know, this is enough. I've been on here almost 3 hours, so I think that's good. So here we go. Last pack! Last chance for all the glory! We've got a Ralts, Gotharita, Gibble,
Solosis, Emoga, Swadloon, Growlithe, so no Rain Collection Ultra, Servine, can we find a Mewtwo EX? That'd be an awesome Mewtwo Hollow, and a Gyarados. So, those 13 packs weren't that amazing, but oh well. We got some good stuff I'll sleeve here in a minute. What channel do you watch the most? Don't watch any a ton. I said Caroline Z before though. Will you ever open a first gen booster box? Hopefully, as this channel gets bigger and bigger, I'll open older and more amazing things as well. What will you do if you ever reach 100,000 subs? Well, I said if I ever reach like the level, unless Leaf currently is, as far as subs and like daily views and stuff like that goes, I would like to give serious consideration in doing a booster box opening series of base set to present. Renee Collects did that for booster packs not too long ago. I want to do that for booster boxes. So day 1 of that marathon would be base set. Day 2 would be jungle. Day 3 would be fossil. And the last day would be whatever the newest set is at the time. So that's what I'm working towards. And I showed you guys earlier I have a box of Team Rocket and a box of Team Rocket Returns. So either those will be like 25 or 50,000 subscriber specials, or I'll save those for a possible potential big thing later like that. But yeah. So a lot of the questions I see coming through I've answered before, so I guess you guys can, rewatch the stream from the start when it comes live or whatever. So, but I need to get box 1 of our marathon going. So if you haven't seen enough of my hands yet today, come back in about 2 hours and hopefully box 1 of our booster box opening marathon will be live. We will open up at least 50 boxes or so in the next 30 days for that. I will have videos in the next 30 days on some of the days at 1 p.m. Eastern. Tomorrow I should have Pokemon Pack Daily at 6 a.m. Eastern. 1 p.m. Eastern should be a Mega Rayquaza Collection box opening battle with a Toys MCM partner. And 6 p.m. Eastern should be box 2 of the marathon. So next 30 days at 6 p.m. Eastern, there should be a box or case opening of Pokemon cards. 1 p.m. Eastern will be a bonus video. Namely, if I have a battle lined up. And then I'll have Pokemon Pack Daily in the morning, of course. So in the next 30 days, you guys will probably get like 75 videos from me. About 2.5 per day, basically. So, thank you all for coming out. Hopefully I'll know how to end this stream properly. But thanks for watching. Keep sharing, keep subscribing. If you have ad blockers, shame on you. Don't use it, because that makes it hard for me to do this as a job. Just saying. But for those of you who watch a ton of my videos, and you don't have ad blocker, and all that kind of stuff, you're even more awesome. Thank you all. I'm going to shut up and go. See you guys at 20K, I guess. Peace out, guys.